Hey, everybody. Uh-oh, hold up one second. One second. Oh, okay. Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm trying to get the sound right. I think I got too many windows open. Okay, let me close that window. Okay. All right, let me see what we got going on here. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Please like and share the video. I'm just getting my other camera set up here. I had to I had too many windows open and I need to turn off all my other sounds. Okay, so volume. Oh shoot. Then I just closed the StreamYard again. Oh my god, I got the grip of screens open. No wonder. Okay. Oh, and hey, I see the Southern Conspiracist is in here. What's up, girl? I'm gonna drop the link in a second, y'all. For those of y'all who saw my community post, y'all know that I said I had some cake decorating to do tonight. So okay, that is what I'm doing. My grandson's second birthday party is tomorrow. Hold on, screwing this camera on here. Okay. All right, let me see. Hey, Melissa, what's up? I'm about to drop the link in here, just in case anybody wanna join me up here. And while I'm setting up this camera, matter of fact, let me just go ahead and play our little hood table music. Let's see if I can find it.
You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table. Where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little. Get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HD content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back and tell you sorry, try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
All right, we got that out the way, and I got both my cameras finally set up. Hey, what's up, Mel? How you doing, boo? Okay, let me copy and paste. So if anybody wants to join me, please feel free. Please feel free. Because I need y'all to keep me entertained, okay? I am going to be decorating some cake and cupcakes with a Lego toy theme. And I don't know if y'all can see. Maybe you can see better on this other camera. That is, my dear, a number 2. Can you see that? Number 2. Okay, that's a number 2 cake for my grandson's second birthday. His birthday is tomorrow, and so is the party. And of course, some of you know that I am a personal custom cake decorator. I do all the desserts for my kids and their kids. and usually family, friends, you know, things like that. But since we do have Friday Night Live at 9 o'clock normally, and I have that order to do for the birthday party, I figured I'd do it today, and I'll do it live. Mm-mm. I can't remember the last time. Oh, the last time, I think it's been about a month and a half. I think was the last time I baked anything live for you guys, and that was a birthday cake from my supervisor. My supervisor asked me to make her an Oreo cake, Oreo frosting cake with Oreos and stuff, of course. And that was for her birthday, and that was about a month and a half ago. So this is the first order I've done since then. Graduations, of course, is right around the corner. Actually, they're actually already happening now. You know, so many schools have them every week, you know, at the Civic Center or, you know, wherever they have graduations. And then people have their parties like spread out, you know, over like the next month or two. So, but yes, come on in and make sure you guys like and share the video. Again, my grandson is turning 2. So his mother called me and she said, could you make him a number 2 cake? And I said, why, I sure can. And she wants it in a Lego theme. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to make a Lego cake. And it's just going to be what I did, y'all, because it takes forever. I've done a Lego cake before for somebody. It wasn't in the shape of a number 2, but it was just cupcakes. And it takes a long time to make individual Legos out of edible fondant. So what I did was I made the Legos ahead of time. When I got off of work today, I made the Legos. And I got them spread out around the kitchen, y'all. I got all the Legos spread out around the kitchen. And I'm going to like put them on the cake and put them on cupcakes. And because I'm actually making cake and cupcakes for my grandson's birthday party. So right now, as you can see, and I'm waiting on my other co-hosts to join me so they can like help keep you guys entertained while I'm trying to entertain y'all and focus on the cake. But y'all know I do this, you know, with ease. I done so many cake decorating live videos, just talking with y'all, shooting the shit, you know, just even doing TV show reviews, all kind of stuff. While I'm talking to you guys and decorating cakes. So it's not like it's something I can't handle by myself, but it is Friday Night Live, and y'all know how Friday Night Live goes. It's usually an open panel. So that's why I got the link drop, just in case anybody wants to join me on the panel. Feel free. I will be discussing some upcoming lives with you guys, some exclusive footage, exclusive interviews. Matter of fact, I got 2 exclusive interviews coming up. Now, one of them I told you guys about. Of course, that's with the Miss Laverne Crump, the author of My Friend, Her Husband, My Man. Now, y'all know she'd have been on our platform so many times. And y'all know, before I keep going, I am doing the crumb coat on this cake. Y'all that done seen me decorate time and time again, y'all know what the crumb coat is. The crumb coat of a cake is just a thin layer of frosting on the cake, just to cover it up, to cover the crumbs. That way, you know how people decorate a cake and you see all the crumbs in the frosting? That's because they didn't make a crumb coat. And that's usually the case if it's just just somebody making a cake for, their house and they're really not a cake decorator per se. So no shade, no tea. No shade, no tea. But even if you do just make cakes for your family, for your kids, and you not trying to be all professional and stuff, still do a crumb coat. It makes all the difference. It makes a world of difference in your cake design because it really covers up all the crumb coat. I mean, all the crumbs. And this cake is a chocolate cake, by the way, that I'm making for my grandson. So with a chocolate cake, you need a crumb coat. And a white cake that you're decorating with a color other than white, you need a crumb coat. So that's what we're doing now. I think somebody had jumped on. Did somebody jump on? Oh, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Oh. I thought somebody had jumped on. Okay, whoever tried to hit the link, come back. Because I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but I did not drop you off. Hold on 1 second. Can y'all see me? When you're dealing with these two cameras, it's kind of hard to get used to. But yeah, whoever that was that jumped on the link, of course I'm going to put my cover over my overlay just to make sure you're not a troll and stuff like that, or somebody trying to P-bomb, which happens a lot in this sector. Okay, let's see. Who is this? I can't tell who you are, so I'm going to throw over my overlay. Oh, let's see. Wrong one. Dang, I got several people coming on here now. Hold on, y'all. Uh-oh. Hold up. Okay, there's two people on here. Hello?
What's happening?
What up, though? Is that Melly Mel?
Who it sound like?
No, it's two of y'all. It's two of y'all up here.
I was trying to say like my thing was echoing.
I know it's all low and stuff. I can't hear nothing.
Is it echoing?
I hear both of y'all fine.
Okay. That's why I came up the first time and I thought I could hear myself in the background. I must have forgot to log out of one of the things or something.
Oh, okay. What's up, y'all?
I dropped down and tried to figure it out. Happy Friday night, y'all.
Happy Friday. What's up? Hey, Vibrant Lowell. What's up? How you doing? Vibrant Lowell in the chat.
Hey, Vibrant Love. What's up, Tom?
Yeah, town, big town.
Well, good. Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta come back in because I can't. Because this is stupid. My phone
Okay, come back in.
I'll be right back. Y'all see old Cleophas up there. Y'all know who Cleophas is.
All right, Cleo.
Sure.
How you been, Mel?
Good. My baby wants to say hey.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. You?
Good. You glad school is about to be out?
Oh, thank God.
You know you're gonna miss it.
You don't know her.
You don't know me. I'll make friends, I'm ditching that school. I'm leaving Liberty.
3 whole months of no school?
Please, they don't even give you 3 months no more.
They don't?
They getting out May the 23rd. They start back August the 2nd.
Oh wow.
So you get all of June, all of July, and then it's boom, right back at school the 2nd.
Yeah, that ticked me off.
Oh wow. We used to have at least 3 months off when we was in school.
We did too, because we.
That is something else. Mel, did your sound drop off, huh? I think Mel's sound dropped off. Hello, Mel.
Am I gone? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. I hear you now.
I don't know what I think when my screen went black, I don't know what's wrong with this phone. I've been having issues all week. The other night we were doing a live, and you know how your phone automatically time out after like so many seconds? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was immediately timing out. And I'm like, what? Why is it doing this? I kept having to hit the thing so it was staying on, and then I went some kind of way I had messed with the setting where it timed out after like 5 seconds.
Well, you know what? I think my phone is doing that because I'm live on my StreamYard on my phone and my computer.
Uh-huh.
And so far it didn't like log out twice from StreamYard.
And see, I think it's doing it again because while I'm sitting here talking to you, it's acting like it's trying to go dim, so the screen can go black.
Well, do you have a computer or a laptop you can use?
Well, see, I hate using my computer because it's such a delay.
Oh, okay.
My desktop, I'm like 5-second delay behind everybody. That's why I usually use my phone. I don't know what's going on with this stupid phone.
Well, we gonna have to make it do what it do, I guess.
Let me see. It's just been showing out.
Just gonna have to make it do what it do. Ooh, one thing about number cakes is so hard to get in between numbers.
I used to do that. Like I can't do what you do. But like when I was younger, I got a set of twin brothers that's like 8 years younger than me. So we would go out. My mom would buy the pans that were in the shape of the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever year birthday it was, I would bake cakes for them for their birthday and stuff.
Yeah, they sell all the cake pans. They sell the cake numbers.
Yeah, they had like you had a little Care Bear pattern and all different.
A whole bunch of that. Yep, I got a whole bunch of that stuff.
Now, when I was like in high school, I used to do that, play around with that, and then they bought me like the little cake decorating set to play with. But my attention span is short, so.
Girl, well, see, the thing about it is this particular number 2 cake that I got right now. This one came from a pan, but depending on because the pans, for some reason, the letters and the numbers in the pan.
Uh-huh.
They don't make the pans that big.
Yeah.
So I like to make a whole sheet cake, like a half sheet cake.
Yeah.
Cut it out myself.
Yeah.
But when
I never got to that point now.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's only was sold with different ones, like a number 1, a Y.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Because I like to do it myself because I can make them a lot bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this cake is going to be for my grandson. I'm making the cupcakes for the guests.
I can't believe it's been 2 years. I remember when we were waiting on him to get here.
I know.
Time know it go by fast.
I know. I can't believe he's 2 as well. And he's my son is trying to potty train him, and I do not miss those days, boy.
Well, I got lucky with mine. When I got ready. Well, I separated from my husband when my baby was 2, and so we stayed with my folks for like a year before I moved out and got my own place. So during that year, my mama potty trained her.
And see, my brother, was it the youngest one? Okay, the oldest one, my youngest son, I potty trained. But I ain't gonna lie, my first one, my oldest son, my brothers potty trained him.
Oh,
the reason why they did was because I was going to school, I was working and everything, and trying to hold it down, by myself, single mom. My brothers was always at my house. They were still at that age where they stayed home, but they wanted to be at their big sister house because they can kick it and stuff like that. So they was always over there. So I told them, shoot, I'm gonna take him out of daycare until he potty trained. And I said, and y'all gonna potty train him. And they sure did. Both of my brothers. They would take turns potty training him. They would have him sitting on the potty. See, there go that phone thing. It went out again. They would have him sitting on the pod and pretending like he playing video games with them, and they would give him snacks when he used the bathroom. And
yeah.
yep, they were some good potty training brothers.
Am I back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I was trying to play around with the settings to see if I could fix whatever it's doing. I don't know what's going on with it.
I don't know. Bro, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, Cleover's in the building.
Just making sure. I'm about to be done with this crumb coat real quick.
Yeah.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah, my brothers. They potty trained my first son. Then I potty trained the second one.
It wasn't well. I guess you don't have nothing to compare it to. I was gonna say, what do you think it was harder with boys?
Yeah, I really don't have nothing to compare it to, but I think I would think it would be easier with boys. I mean, with girls, because with girls, you just gotta sit down.
Right.
So with boys, you gotta teach them how to aim it. Don't get it all over the floor. You know, I think it probably is a little harder with boys compared to girls. But then again, like you said, I really don't have no
nothing compared. Yeah. I remember us potty training the twins, but shit, I was like 10 years old, so I can't remember for real.
Right. Girl, you said with the twins.
Yeah, I got a set of twin brothers that's 8 years younger than me.
Oh, and you probably have to help potty train, huh?
Yeah, I mean, with them, I got one brother next to me. He like 2 years behind me, so it's more like we buddies, grew up together. But with the twins, because I was the big sister, I was like the second mama, so I used to whoop them and everything. Everything my mama didn't feel like doing, I did.
I didn't used to whoop my brothers, but we used to fight, boy. We used to fight.
See, I thought the one next to me. That's who the only time, like, I was a good kid. I never really get in no trouble except for one thing, and that was fighting my brother.
I used to the reason why I used to fight my brothers was because they used to try to blackmail me if I didn't let them do what they wanted to do when I was babysitting them. Not the blackmail. Yeah, because we couldn't have like how most parents are. Don't have nobody in this house on their own. Don't leave. Don't go outside. All that stuff. Yeah. So they used to do that stuff, and I'd be like, "Mom said." They would have the friends over. They all playing video games, loud as hell in the house, and I'm like, y'all ain't supposed to have company. So if I would like kick their friends out or something, they would be like, well, we're gonna tell mom that da 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 or da 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 da. Sometimes they would just be making up stuff.
Oh, so they trying to play dirty.
Yeah, they would blackmail. And so then I'm like, oh, y'all want to blackmail? it was my both of them are younger than me, but it was the older one. It was the oldest of my younger brothers.
Okay.
The younger
you're the oldest child.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, but it was the oldest of my younger brother.
Right. So I'm the oldest too. And the only
like 6 years younger than me. But I was like, oh, you want to blackmail this? Shoot, we'd be up in there just scrapping. And then mom would get home, and I'd be like, now tell. He would never say anything, but would be there crying and stuff. And she'd be like, what is wrong with him? I'm like, he just mad because I wouldn't let him go outside.
Well, when the twins start getting on my nerves, I would whoop them so they'll fall asleep.
Yeah.
You know how they cry themselves to sleep?
Well, see, shoot, I wish I could have whooped them like that. Shoot, if I could have whooped them. But, shoot, a butt whooping is... It's still a whooping.
A whooping is a whooping.
Whooping is a whooping.
Only difference is they couldn't hear me back.
I didn't have permission to whoop them per se.
Yeah.
But
that was good. That was good, boys. It was. I remember being so excited when they was born. I was asking my dad when he took us up there to the hospital to see him. I'm like, "Do we get to bring them home?" He was like, "Yeah, they don't want to keep them. They coming home with us."
Yeah, don't nobody want to keep them kids too.
Right. Like they got to get out of here.
Except for the crazy ones, it was a lot of that stuff back in the day when they was just taking kids from the hospital.
Right. I know at one place I was working at, they were so strict. You had to get like even if you worked there, you had to go through like all these security measures just to come in, and then you got some hospitals you can just walk in and go where you want to go.
Yeah.
But they would have like the code for people kidnapping babies and stuff, like a code pink and all that stuff.
Yep. They definitely got that stuff in place now.
Yeah, but it's now the hospital I worked in Birmingham, which is like a level 1 trauma center. They didn't do all that. Then you would have some of the little smaller ones in other states where they like that. When I was down in Florida, I used to work in Hollywood, Florida, and they went through all of that. You had to take the picture and put it on your visitor pad or your temporary employee pass. No, we got to do all this just to come in and go to work.
Hey, Southern Conspiracy. But yeah, they now they got so bro is on here and he already got like a heads up of one of the interviews we're gonna be doing. But he got a heads up of one of the interviews we're gonna be doing. But
are y'all gonna interview tonight?
Not tonight,
Okay.
The interview that I'm gonna be doing,
Why the strong people?
Okay, did that work? Am I there? Okay, I'm there. Okay, the interview that we're doing, let me put this cake in the fridge so it can dry a little bit before I put the second coat on here. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna be interviewing Laverne, right?
Oh, I did see something about and is this for the second book?
Yes, it's part 2. Part 2. And hey, Southern Conspiracy, if you want to hop on the link, just click the link. If you want to hop on the StreamYard. But
No,
yeah,
when are you doing that one? Which I know I'll get the
Now that's going to be on next Friday Night Live.
Okay. Oh shoot.
Yes.
My niece graduating in Atlanta next Friday, so I probably won't be able to. I catch the replay.
Yeah, you just gonna have to catch the replay. But yeah, she gonna be on here next Friday Night Live. But this Sunday, we're gonna have a guest on here who was beaten by the cops. Her child was taken away from her. And I never heard of anything happen like this before, like where you could have your child in the hospital and the hospital take custody of your child.
Is it like something local to Omaha?
Yeah, it's local.
Okay.
I mean, okay, let me put it this way. I didn't heard of people taking your child and they go to CPS.
Yeah.
But I never heard of people taking your child. Oh, hold up. I thought I was back on camera. I'm sorry.
Well, I see the okay.
Yeah, okay. So I never heard of people taking your child from you while your child is sick in the hospital. And then the hospital take custody of your child.
Yeah, I've never known the hospital to take custody. I know they'll get social services involved, and like you said, CPS might come in and do something, but the hospital.
Yeah, it's like weird, but yeah, somebody hit me up, and they wanted to come on the hood table and tell their story about something that happened to them locally, and it had to do with them getting arrested because the hospital accused them of abusing a child. The Munch, what do you call it? The Munch housing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they accused her of that.
The one where you make your child think they're sick or
right.
Yeah.
Right. Or you do something to the child.
Right.
To be sick.
Like slowly rat poison.
Exactly. And then you And you can actually do that to anybody. You can do it to a child. You can do it to your parent.
Yeah.
But of course, in this situation, they thought she was doing that to her child. So
Just to get attention.
Right, just to get some type of attention from. Make sure y'all can see that. Just to get attention from the hospitals, or
Yeah.
And so that wasn't the case, she claimed. So she told me her story. Me and Carmel Diva, we had like a pre-interview with her to listen to her story to try to figure out, what actually happened. So she'll be with us tomorrow night.
Okay.
Not tomorrow. That's Sunday.
Sunday.
She'll be with us Sunday night. And
Okay.
I mean, when she sent me some of the video footage of the police, what they did to her.
So she was filming herself.
Her daughter was filming it.
Okay.
Yeah. Her daughter. Yep, her young daughter was filming it. And it was so sad. I mean, I was literally like moved to tears watching it. And I was
So it's not the daughter, it's the daughter that they're speaking about. Is she the one that was filming it?
No, the one that was taken, he was only a few months.
Oh, okay.
They gave birth to him.
Okay.
Yeah, they took him when he was about 4 months. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting story, and I thought it would be good. Somebody had referred her to me. They said, man, you need to talk to the Hood Table, because she had actually reached out to all the news media sites.
And they wouldn't do it?
Nope, wouldn't nobody call her back. And she said only one news person called her back, and she said that person was so rude to her. She said she won't give them her story. And I said, well, I wonder why they won't take your story, because I thought it was pretty interesting.
Do you think they worried about retaliation from the hospital?
Well, I think Carmel Diva said, well, a lot of these news stations work with the police.
True.
And I was like, dang, you got that right. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
A lot of them do work with the police. So, who knows, child? But yeah, still, I'm like, dang, this story is, I really believe her story needs to be told. She got a lawyer. She's working on suing the hospital, and she did prove that she was not unfit. She won like that case, but now she's trying to sue the hospital.
So how long did they have custody, or do they still have custody?
No, she got them back now, because this happened a few years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, how long was he away from her?
I can't remember exactly how long he was away from her.
But like more than a week?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then once he got out of her custody and into the hospital or CPS or whoever he eventually went to, then they found out what was wrong with him. And it was nothing of her doing. It was internal issues that he had. See,
that's mental anguish. That's all kind of stuff. I'd be so
exactly. She's suing. So somebody actually one of my god sisters had heard her story, and she said, you need to call the Hood Table. You need to go on the Hood Table, because don't nobody want to hear you. Don't nobody want to listen to you. And she said, my sister will let you tell your story.
That's so crazy that you would be talking about this tonight, because I was talking to my daughter earlier. She's 13, and I'm always fussing at her about not eating, because she's extremely thin. Like, she's as tall as me. She's like 5'6", almost 5'7", but she's less than 100 pounds. And I'm like fussing at her every day, telling her, look, you have got to start eating. So I was playing, but I was for real, because I was telling her, I said, people will actually report me and say that I'm not feeding you, and they can take you away from me for neglect. Because I'm looking at both of us, and they know food coming in the house. They just see you ain't getting nothing. So it was like I was teasing them. I was telling them for real, like people will try to take kids away from them, and down here we do DHR. DHR will a lot of times take the other people's word over the parent. You got to prove. It's not like innocent to proven guilty. It would be guilty into proven innocent type deal.
But you right. You're absolutely right, because that's what the problem was with her child. He was malnourished. He wasn't gaining weight. And she kept trying to find out why, and kept trying to get them to help her find out why.
Right.
And they kept saying, ain't nothing wrong with him. They was actually telling her to stop coming up to the hospital.
Wow. Even though he wasn't gaining weight, because my thing was every time I would take her, as my child was a preemie, she came early, and she's always never been a big eater, and like even when she was a baby, she never got past a 4-ounce bottle. We never got to the 8-ounce bottle, and whenever I would take her in for checkups and stuff, she would always meet as far as like height, but the weight was always under, and I would always ask questions like, what should I do? And this, that, and other, because I just didn't want,
Right.
I was concerned. I was concerned physically because I was telling her today, I said, there's 2 things your body needs for you to grow. You need sleep and you need nutrition. I said, eating junk food and not getting no proteins and stuff like that is not good for you. So I'm like constantly telling her that, but she never been a big eater. She a picky eater and she don't eat much. Like she don't eat lunch at school. She don't eat breakfast and anything.
Well,
She don't eat.
She's not like when she goes to the hospital, they don't have no concerns though, right?
Nope, they've never had any. And I've even asked, like, I asked about like Pediasure or stuff like that. And like I did start her with Pediasure around 2 or 3. But the thing about that, my dad was telling me, because my dad's a nurse, and he was like, well, you don't want her to get used to that because then she's gonna want that instead of food.
Right.
So he was like, I wouldn't give it to her all the time. So I mean, she'll eat, but even still to this day, she just is not a big eater. Like yesterday, she went to school. She never, I put money on her lunch account at school and everything. She never eats nothing at school. So when she come home in the evening, my first thing is, what do you want to eat? Because like when she was younger, their advice was, since she is a picky eater, let her eat whatever she will eat. Let her eat as much of it as she wants. So like if it's cheeseburgers or fries or whatever, which she don't like that type of stuff. So she, so when she gets home from school, usually I'm like, what do you want? She's like, I'm sick of everything. I don't want nothing. So she went to sleep last night off a bag of popcorn. So then she went to school today and she came home this evening and I'm like, you gotta eat something. And she was like,
what's her favorite meal?
She go through phases. Sometimes she likes hot dogs. Sometimes she's into like hamburgers, but it'll be just like she don't want any type of condiments or anything like that. She just very meat and bread type person. So it changes. Because I used to get frustrated with that too. Every time I finally find something that it seemed like she liked, I'm gonna go out and buy a bunch of it. And then after about 3 days, she don't like that no more.
Oh, okay.
But I told her today, I said, go ahead and get on that scale. Let me see how much you weigh because, we went to the doctor last year for her annual checkup around this time. And I think she was at 98 pounds. And I think now she's down to 93. So I'm like, you a year older and you going back.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to gain some weight, child.
But
give some grains.
The other thing is though, my mom has never been one like when she had the twin, and she went right back down to like a size 7, and when she got married, she was under 100 pounds. So I said, maybe she's just gonna take after my mama. I don't know, but it bothers me because of how thin she is. Like literally, you can see like the bone. I'm like, you gotta eat. But
I feel you. And I got people I know, like friends and stuff, who think they don't eat or they anorexic or
right.
Thinking people must be making themselves sick or stuff like that. And they're really small.
Yeah.
And they just don't like to eat.
Yeah, and that's what I don't feel like she's now her energy gets low sometimes, and I'm always like, that's because you ain't ate nothing, because she'll wake up going to school like she just got off work from a 3rd shift job. I said, that's because your body ain't like you're not eating and sleeping right. But maybe she'll grow out of it. My mom never did. turned into an eater. She's still small.
You say like she done got off a second job.
Third shift, honey. I used to tell her all the time when I would be dropping her off at like when she was in K3. I took her to a local daycare, and she'd come in there because she never did like going to sleep. I'm like, you dragging over here like you didn't have to watch your baby brothers and sisters while I was outside out dancing on the pole all night or something. You better take your tail to sleep.
Oh my
Drag me looking like I done been out partying and you done been up all night.
Yeah, like you had her up working.
Right.
Yeah,
Because daycares, and I didn't even realize this until after I had heard it. Like I would take her to the daycare, and they would be like, "No, you can't bring her in here sleep." I thought they were. At first, I didn't even think it was a big deal. They was like, "No." And then, now this is when I was down in Florida. They never told me this in Alabama, but when I was down in Florida, I was like, "She can't come in here sleep. She got to be woke because people that brought their kids in and they be dead, or almost, and they can't prove that they weren't like that when they came in. So they told me, you have to wake her up before you bring her in. I'm
right.
Like, oh, okay, I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
It
But
is.
yeah, if they ain't like really concerned,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, some people are just finicky eaters. They're finicky eaters. But usually when they get around that age, they usually grow out of that and try more things. But I don't know. She might be just one of those kids who.
And that could be. I'm just, I always say I ain't got but this one, and I don't be trying to mess up with this one. They don't come with no instructions, so you just trying to figure it out as you go.
Oh my goodness. You said just trying to figure it out, child. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, because it's always something. I don't know. I know you said you were a younger parent. So did you second guess yourself on a lot of stuff?
Hold on 1 second. You said did I what?
Second guess yourself on a lot of stuff when it came to decisions about divorce.
Oh yeah, I did. Especially with the first one.
Yeah, I'm like,
Because I really didn't know what I was doing. Like
right.
Like
and
I'm
an older parent. I still second guess a lot of stuff. Like, should I do it this way or I don't know. We just see how it goes.
Yeah, I really didn't know what I was doing when I had my first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I had like friends and stuff that had kids ahead of me, but hell, I'm looking at them like shit. I need to follow somebody or find somebody to know what to do with a kid. Not like they were abusive or anything like that, but it was like
but they weren't like the best example.
Yeah, like we all struggling and trying to pay our rent, and, food stamps, welfare, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I need somebody to guide me. I really do.
Right.
And that's literally what I did. Eventually. I ain't gonna lie. I bumped my head so many times and had to call my mama here, call her there.
Right.
I borrow some money. We need money for this. We need money for that. The kids need Pampers.
Yeah.
It was hard at first when I had my kids. But we made it. Shoot, I didn't think I was gonna survive that mess.
What? How many years apart are the boys?
4.
Okay, well at least it was a good space between.
Oh, ain't no way was I having them close.
Because like my aunt, she had her girls back to back to back.
Nope. Nah.
So she had a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and an arm baby.
No. 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 And after I always knew that once I started having kids, I knew I wanted 2 boys.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it. I didn't want no more Can y'all see that?
What do you put on there?
That's a number 2.
But like, what do you put on the? Are you putting like water on to make it stick or?
Oh no, I use either you can use either the coconut oil, you know, the food coconut oil,
Yeah.
or you can use vegetable oil, the hard vegetable oil in the can.
Okay, so that'll keep it from sliding on.
Right, and that's what you also use, either one of them, for your fondant when you're trying to break down your fondant and mold it.
See, I've never worked with fondant before.
Yeah, you're trying to soften it up and all that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you got to use either vegetable oil, the hard, what they call it, shortening. They call it shortening.
Shortening, yeah.
Yeah, shortening. They call it shortening.
You know, we down here in the country, it's shortening. And you know what? I ain't seen a can of Crisco or nothing like that in a long time. Do people still buy it?
Yeah, they still sell it, and I buy it, but only for my mama done used to use that stuff, and then have all that Crisco in the can, the old Crisco, and
Cause sometimes the Crisco and stuff is better for baking, right?
right.
Cause I know, like when we used to do biscuits from scratch, you would cut the shortening up into the flour and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, as an adult, I don't think I've ever bought a can of. You know, everybody do vegetable oil or canola oil now, but I don't even know if my mama still using. You know, she always she's 70, so I don't know if she still buy it though.
Child, I use it only for like, okay, if you're making like a sheet cake, then it's best because, you know, they have baking spray, right? You can spray your cake pans, but you can also you can do old school too and use the shortening in your pan with flour, right? You know how they put the shortening, grease the whole pan, then they sprinkle flour in the pan? That's how they used to do, you know, before all the fancy cake sprays and all that stuff came out. So what I do with my sheet cakes, because they're so big, and I feel like the can spray is just not enough to suffice. So that's when I use the shortening as well. I grease my whole sheet cake pan, the bottom, then I sprinkle some flour on there to make the cake spray, basically the cake foundation.
Yeah.
And put that on there, and then I pour the cake in the sheet cake pan. But yeah, so I only use it on my sheet cakes to grease my pan, and I only use it for my fondant.
I don't think we've ever used that like that Pam and stuff.
Oh yeah, you gotta be.
My mom never bought that, so we always use either real grease or shortening.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But see, they got baking spray now.
Do you use that?
Everybody use baking spray. It's so much easier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but again,
I don't bake, so
yeah, but for your bigger jobs, like let's say you're making a wedding cake and the bottom is like 20 inches round. You know what I'm saying? And those baking wedding cake pans are humongous.
Okay.
So you need enough oil and stuff and flour in there because the cake gonna bake over an hour. So it's just that big. It's gonna bake like an hour and a half. So that's when I would put down my shortening. I would lightly grease my shortening in the pan, then sprinkle my flour on it, and then I put my cake mix in there.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, I don't ever use no shortening.
Okay. Yeah, I need to ask my mom, do she still use it? Now she back in the day, it used to be she would keep a can like, well, I don't know if y'all did this, but when my mom would make bacon and stuff, she'd pour that bacon grease back into that canister.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. She would have it like filled up with the old bacon grease, chicken grease,
right?
Kind of grease.
Well, I think Mama just put bacon grease in there, but she would use that bacon grease when she was cooking other stuff. You know, like sometimes she might pour a little bit in the corn, like when she making her cornbread or whatever. Cause my mom one of the people, she gonna cook a skillet of cornbread every day. Whether you finished it yesterday or not, she gonna have a fresh skillet of cornbread.
I ain't mad.
I'm telling you, I'm like, cause my mama, she like a lot of vegetables. You know, we grew up eating a lot of stuff out of the garden. And her favorite food in the world, you know how like my favorite food is people. My mama's favorite food is turnip greens. I'm like, who do that? Who loves turnip greens like that?
My mama,
Did
we
she?
ate the same stuff all the time. So when I really got on my own, like when I really got on my own for the first time,
Mhm.
I didn't cook none of that stuff for years. I was so burnt out on beans and greens and potatoes, tomatoes, and
see, she never got tired. She still love that stuff. And
that's because I think that's because it's a generational thing. See, we weren't raised up on McDonald's and pizza and Chinese and Italian and you know where they was raised, that was all they had.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't have all these fancy restaurants to go to. Shoot, where they was raised, at least my mama, they town was so small, they had to move it like 100 miles or so because it flooded. That's how small their town was. And so then they migrated up here, some of them to Omaha, and then some of them migrated to Memphis.
Okay.
Yeah, to Memphis. But yeah, I think that's the reason why elderly people, I ain't trying to call them old, but you know what I mean. Like people older than us, the generation before us, why they don't mind eating that stuff like literally every day.
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
all the time. Like how many hog maws do you need to eat? Or what's some other things that people be making? What's
like ham hocks and stuff.
Yeah, what's some things people be making and it take hours to cook?
Some of the chilies?
No, I hate them. But the other thing, the meat.
Yeah.
They said they're real expensive now.
Oh, it's my oxtail.
Yeah, like people who can eat oxtails and stuff every day. I just can't. I grew up doing that stuff, and I mean, it got to a point where when I grew up, I said I'd be doggone.
Girl, me too. But you know what's funny? I was making this comparison the other day. Like, for when my parents grew up in my mom and dad were born in the 50s, 53, 54. So for them, they ate out of the garden and stuff, but their thing was they didn't have meat like until on Sunday. They just had beans and greens and all that stuff. So then when we came along, you know, we had meat, but we didn't eat out at fast food places. So that was the treat for us, eating out at fast food. Now my daughter and them generation come along, and I don't know what that price is because they got the option to have it all. But for us, when we was younger, you didn't eat out unless it was a special occasion.
And that's the thing. Our special occasion was going to McDonald's.
Right. And
that's where they took us, and we thought we was a shit. We going to McDonald's. Girl,
I was 13, and I made this comment on a live I did the other day. I was 13, and my dad would take us to McDonald's, the only place he took us, right? But we were only able to get like a Happy Meal. So I'm sitting up there 13, like a full-grown woman. And he's like, what you want? And I'm like, I'll take the cheeseburger. He said, you know you can order something else, right? I said, I was like, Mr. on the Color Purple. When you remember on Color Purple where dude was like, you can have ceiling, but you can't have netting. And Mr. was like, I ain't never looked at the end before. When my dad was like, you can order something else. I'm like, I ain't never even looked at the rest of the menu. You would never look past the Happy Meal.
Man, that's funny.
And I'm down at 13. I'm 13.
But yeah, that's how we was too. Our McDonald's, I don't even know, like, there's a few places they would take us that had like, can you hear me okay?
I can.
But yeah, there's a few other places, like a few other burger joint type places. But on fancy places, never. Or we would order Godfathers. Like Godfathers is a big meal.
I remember Godfathers pizza.
Yeah. So we would have Godfathers, and that was like more expensive. So yeah, that'd be on a good paycheck.
I'm gonna tell you when I got in high school and we went to I think it was junior prom, and we went out to eat at like I don't know if y'all had Ryan, but I'm sure you heard of Golden Corral where they got the buffet style.
Yeah, we still got to go to crowd.
Girl, we thought we were big time. You would have thought we was at a 5-star restaurant because we was at Golden Corral.
Remember country? What was that country buffet?
Yeah, we had that too.
Yeah.
We had that. And then I don't know, did y'all have is the Sizzler?
Yes, we had Sizzlers too.
And I know my aunt and them had something called Ponderosa, or that was kind of like Quincy's.
You don't know nothing about Ponderosa or Furs or Sizzlers or none of all that. What y'all talking about?
You don't know what about that?
Now he want to chime in. We talking about the throwback restaurant days when we was poor and used to get taken out.
Yeah, you talking about 114th and Dodge. Remember, it used to be Furs, Furrs, and then it went to Ponderosas, and
I
then
know Ponderosa. We didn't have Furs though.
yeah, we had the original Furs, like the one from out of Denver.
I don't think I did Ponderosas because I don't think we could afford that.
No, since we had Ponderosa, that was the church. That when when a special guest came in town. You know what I'm talking about?
Look, we rolled past it, but we didn't go eat over there.
That's childish. She said we rolled past it.
When I
That
say
was
we
so
ain't never
good.
went there, we ain't never went there. Okay, I ain't never heard of it.
But you sure went to Old Country Buffet, old doggone me, old dusty ass Old Country Buffet though.
Yeah, man, we used to go up in there. Oh my
I
god!
used to take them cinnamon rolls, man. I'd kill them. I'll take a whole pan. I'll take a whole pan of that dough, bread and butter. They'd be like, "What you did?" They already knew what Faith Temple Church of God in Christ come through. Oh man, we have some cinnamon roll. We better have some turkeys. We better have some hams. We better have everything. Some goat meat, some old possum and coon nuggets. We better have it all, cause boy.
Y'all was coming through.
Yeah, because they know, because most of our people from back home in the old was like originally born from down in Hope, Arkansas, and Biloxi, Mississippi's, and Huntsville, Alabama's, and Starkville's, and Greenville's, and the Deltas, and I'm talking about the backwoods.
Country.
Exactly. Most of our people from back in Omaha, and particularly North Omaha and South as well, is literally either Arkansas, Louisiana,
Alabama, Tennessee,
Mississippi, or East Texas. Fort Worth or East Texas. Real talk.
Yep, that's how. Cause like we a lot of our folks, like most of the people from this area, migrated up to Cleveland. So we got a lot of folks up there. Usually, anybody you run into Cleveland, I bet you can trace them back to Alabama some kind of way.
And
like when the older brother went up there and got work, he sent for the younger ones, and they moved up there. You know how it goes.
Already, and Florida too. Really, the southeast to the southwest. Really, it was really from Texas to Florida. Really, the southern states, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
But the concentrated most, as far as I can remember, or what a historian gave me, was really a lot of black folk back home was either Arkansas or Mississippi, Alabama, or it was a lot of them. A big bunch was Georgia, Louisiana was kind of even, but Florida and Texas, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas, and Mississippi, Alabama.
Right along that water.
Yeah, exactly. It's something about the water.
But that's funny. It's like it and they say, like you said, that same eating habit, because like now I grew up in the country. My dad and them, they ate like coon and rabbit and all. They never ate
all that old everything.
The most wild thing I ate, I had some deer meat, but that's about it.
Venison.
Yeah, well, if there was
Well, actually, it's about the most safest one to eat besides the roadkill.
Ugh. And then when I see a possum or something like that, I be like, I can't believe people eat that. But then I guess when you ate what you had.
Yeah, roadkill. Well, my granny used to have to kill field rats.
Ooh,
AKA muskrats. They sure did.
oh my Lord. But I guess, you know, that's like, you know, and like Tony was just saying about the oxtails. You buy a pack of oxtails now, you buy what, $20, $30? And they used to be
Now,
they threw us meat.
and you getting gristle meat.
Yeah,
You ain't getting no oxtail. You getting gristle meat.
true. That's true.
Well, no, the butcher I go to, he give you a couple little slivers of extra little meat. He put a few grams on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, old Mr. Reedfield, yeah, the old Italians, they be like, nah, we're gonna make sure these niggas eat good because they come spend their snaps and daps and greenbacks and all that. You know what I'm talking about?
You know,
He said snaps and daps and greenbacks.
I said I never tried oxtails till I got grown.
Oh yeah, oxtails is them joints. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing right, oxtails and right, you like the Jamaicans find, you know, the rice peas and.
And you know what? That's when my husband was Jamaican. That's when I first got introduced to oxtail, curry.
Now, where do you meet a Jamaican husband?
From Jamaica.
Y'all meet like at work, or did y'all just meet like at?
I met his ass in Jamaica.
Oh, so you was like Stella.
Well, no, because I met him in 2004.
She said he gave him his groove back.
He ended up moving over here in like 2006 and got in touch with me. And I was living up in, what was I? I was in South Carolina because I kept seeing this note. He was down in Florida, so I kept seeing the 305 number showing up on my phone. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even know what area code that is. Who is 305? Finally, it was him. He didn't got a work visa and came over here and was down there in Florida working. So I was like, he was like, I want you to come see me. I'm like, okay. So I went down there. About a year later, I moved down there.
You moved down where?
Down to South Florida, where he was at.
A lot of Jamaicans come to Florida, huh?
It's the closest to home, you know.
Yeah.
Like for him, he wasn't really, you know, it was a better transition. Which when he got there, he was in Florida for like a year. Then they sent him up to Kennebunkport, Maine to work. You know that was something out the ordinary up there in Maine. He wasn't used to that at all. But then he ended up coming back down to South Florida because, you know, and then plus when I moved down there, it seemed more like I was in Jamaica than I seemed like I was in the United States.
Oh yeah. That, you know, Florida's a melting pot. The Haitians, the you know, them French speaking niggas, them Dominicans, all that, all that, everything, Jamaican, everything.
Cuban, Jamaican, Dominican,
Hondurans, Colombians,
yes.
Venezuelans, Argentinians, Chileans.
It really is a melting pot.
Yeah,
and then once you got past Broward County and started moving a little further north, everybody's from darn New York and New Jersey. I'm like, how did y'all end up down here? It's too cold up there. I was like, this is crazy. I was just is anybody from Florida? Because everybody was either from the islands or they had migrated from up north down there. And I came in and joined the rest of them because I wasn't from there.
I know that right. Get in where you fit in. You know what I'm talking about?
But it was crazy. I would go like, especially like I worked in Hialeah, which is like real. It's very Cuban population. Like the stores and stuff, everything is in Spanish, whatever. Then even at the hospital I was working at over there, the documents, a lot of them was in Spanish. I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to do this? I don't know what it is. It was crazy. The first language over there in Hialeah, everything was Spanish. So I was just like, I made friends with a couple of people and got me some Rosetta Stone software.
I know that's right.
And tried to get in where I fit in for real.
So you mean your daughter is like Jamaican?
Yeah, she's half Jamaican.
Oh, that's what's up. Does she like know the language? Like, did he teach her like the language and all that?
No, because I booked up and left when she turned 2. So, I mean, she talked, and it's funny because, like, I've known him long enough now that I can understand, and which to me his English is always pretty good anyway. But my baby, she not used to that. So when they on the phone, she likes me to be there. Because if she said huh more than one time, she done.
For real?
She be like, you was so funny when she was little. I would give her the phone, let her talk to me. She'd be like, huh. Next thing I know, she done gave me the phone. She was like, I ain't.
Even like, how you do, child? How you been, child?
And then I was like, you need to talk to your dad more often, and that way it won't be so, because you done heard her talk. She sounds like a valley girl,
Mm-hmm.
So him and her, and I think, and he'll be trying to slow it down. Then he's a soft-spoken guy too, so with him not being loud and stuff. But I think, I just told her, I said, you just need to talk to him more often because I don't even really pick up on the accent, but I've been knowing him now for almost 20 years. So
yeah.
But it's songs that I admit and I ain't understand a word they were saying. I was just looking at them like, huh?
Mm-hmm. And that would be me.
Girl, because and it's so funny because and I guess it's the same thing. It was like people tell me with my southern accent, like it get worse when I'm talking to other people that's from where I'm from. Because we understand each other, right? So it really get broken. So like with him, when we would go out and stuff, and we'd go to visit like some of his Jamaican friends and stuff, I would just be sitting there because they get talking all fast, and the patois get to flowing out, and I'm listening and trying to catch
like what's her name, Carrie?
Carrie, yeah.
So yeah, you used to being around that stuff then.
Yeah, but it's like when they get together with each other though. Like if you just talking one-on-one, it's like talking to Carrie. But like when you get with a bunch of them and they talk to each other, they just full fledged. I'm just like, I don't know what the hell y'all talking about.
Right.
I was just trying to listen for see if I hear another woman name or something.
Oh my goodness, girl. So is it true what they say about Jamaican men?
You know what? Being a man, I know.
Bro, close your ears. Close your ears.
I'm just saying. To me, that ain't consistent with black men, so it ain't gonna be consistent with Jamaican women.
Alright, you done missed what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
It ain't cross the board with the regular ones, with the regular black ones. So how it gonna be cross the board without a Jamaican one?
Because they say different things about men in Africa and Jamaica, Mom.
Hey, I didn't tell the people, like I said, ain't no two things just alike. I'll keep it clean. I ain't never.
So you have more than one Jamaican man?
Yeah.
What?
I'm almost 50, Tanya.
They never had one Jamaican or African. I'm missing out, I guess. I'm missing out. I need to open my experiences. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm sorry, my phone went out. So, what about the Caucasians? You been there?
Nope, not yet.
Only just the brothers?
Yep.
Wow.
What you had, white man? You had a white man
well,
too?
I'm gonna be quiet then.
Hold on, you had a white man too?
Look, I'm
You're multicultural, or what do you call it?
I'm equal opportunity.
Really?
Yeah. Depending on what the situation was. You know
what it sounds like. All men like you, so that's a good thing.
I ain't gonna say that, man. You know what they say. People like what they like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I would never I can't really put no across the board on none of it because all of them ain't no two black men just alike. So I ain't met two Jamaicans just alike.
Yeah.
Or two Haitians or none of that.
Man, I know bro be like, okay, next subject.
But I mean, he probably the same thing with women, right? Ain't nothing. We ain't just alike. I would think that if I would say in my personal survey where I have asked guys what is the difference between the black experience and the white experience, it might be some differences, but I'm like, you know, technically, I don't know the difference for real.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, they ain't gonna tell you the truth all the time.
Oh no, they ain't gonna tell you.
Ain't nothing like a black woman. You just saying that because you was a black woman.
I hear that all the time, but then a lot of them don't want to fuck with us, so you know.
Yeah. But I ask them quick, I be like, what's up? Was it different? Was it better? Was it good? Was it crazier? You know how they claim Vegas be crazy, you know. So I'm like, I don't know. I just be asking.
Well, I said if I was to date a white guy, he would have to be like a Rob Lowe, like a Kirk Cameron, like
a cool white guy.
Like what's that white boy that danced?
Who? Some of the one that was on stage with Janet during the Super Bowl.
Well, no, not him.
Kimberly?
No, not him. But I mean, yeah, he's okay. But I'm talking about the guy who's an actor and he can dance.
Who?
What's his name?
Is he young?
No.
Or he our age?
Yeah, he been in like the Save the Last Dance. Not Save the Last Dance, but
I can't think of his name, but I know he's talking about. Did he play like a stripper in a movie too?
Yeah, he played in that stripper movie too.
Okay, I can't think of his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a type.
Yeah, you literally have to look like one of them.
Well, the one I ain't had that experience. The one I met was just average. He wasn't you know.
No.
He didn't look like Brad Pitt or Rob Lowe.
What is his name, bro? You can't help me out. Where's Sus? I know Sus back there.
Doing what? Help you out with what?
Help me. Who's that white boy that can dance and he's an actor?
I don't know what you.
You're
asking the wrong motherfucking goddamn one about some doggone mayonnaise mutt that's dancing.
Yes, Channing Tatum. Yeah,
That's the one.
That's the one.
There was another one that I used to thought was kind of cool, but I can't think of who it was.
Yes, baby, that's the one right there.
You all be ashamed of yourself. You'll be trying to decorate doggone cake for my doggone great nephew. You'll be talking about some dusty ass Channing.
Don't you do Channing.
You gotta be ashamed of yourself. That's why I gotta smoke some more just because of that.
My grandbaby, he understand his yah.
No, he ain't about to understand nothing. Now talk about some old dusty head dog on me. What that man name we just said? Channing Tatum. Old greasy lips.
He understands.
That's the only European man I know got greasy lips.
See, why you
never noticed that?
Why you gotta do Channing? Why?
Well,
why you gotta do him, bro?
I ain't did nothing to him. No, that's the little homie. He cool. He did damn good in G.I. Joe till he got knocked off. But then he wanted to go on a street.
Yeah, he was in there too, Wayne.
But then he wanted to go in with some G-strings and nakedness.
Yeah,
I've never seen none of it. Don't play.
But I saw the preview. What was that one called? Magic Mike or something like that?
Yeah, I don't do none of that. I don't do nothing magic about nothing.
I didn't see it, but I saw the previews,
That's something that, that movie is really for women or really honest, or whatever you want to call yourself doing or whatever, that's who it was for. If you like that, then that's what you like. But other than that, it was not for me. No disrespect.
I got the magic stick.
Sonya,
what? Dang, what? Why you hating?
Let me ask you this question, because I don't know. I'm kind of weird about this. So, the dude that I was talking to, I reached out to him to see what was going on. And he said, him and his partner got this little club thing going, right? So he was like, for Mother's Day, they were having like a, whatever the fancy name it is, strippers, like a review or whatever they call it.
Uh-huh.
So he sent me like the flyer and the video to share out. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this.
He said, "What?"
I know it's like you got money invested in this club, but to see another man promoting a male review just seems kind of weird.
Well,
I don't know. I was talking to my friends. I was like, ain't that kind of weird? He'd be like sending me the thing, tell me share this with your friends and invite them to the show. Because I said, I don't really do that. I don't really go to them type shows, I said, but I let my friends in the area know. So he sends like a little flyer and a little video thing. And I'm like, man, this don't even feel right.
well,
Don't that sound a little weird?
I mean, I don't know because
The money.
I've been to a strip show and it was promoted by guys.
Okay.
But this was
when somebody you done kicked it with though.
But this was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they do it now, but this was like years ago.
That just didn't sit well with me. Like you promoting another male dancer.
But I mean, look at women. We promote.
I don't know, but I'm talking about somebody that I done kicked it with. That just seems weird.
No,
I mean, for him, it's business. I guess he invested money in this club. He trying to make sure the house, the seats is packed and stuff. It's just, I just didn't. I wasn't feeling it.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal.
You would be okay with it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, I actually would have never even thought about it if you wouldn't even say. I mean, that's something that wouldn't even cross my mind if a dude was doing stuff like that.
I guess it caught me off guard because I'm like, that's kind of like a turn off.
I don't know. So you thinking that he might have been gay? Is that what you was thinking?
No, not that. But it just from the what would you say? From the visuals of it, just didn't feel right.
Well, you know what?
The optics, ain't that what they say?
If it didn't feel right, then it could have been something telling you that something ain't right. What up, Reverend? How you doing?
I guess I'm just
left, right, DA. What he say? Can y'all see what he said in the chat because it's kind of far from me?
It said, "Who that Aya Rot Dia?" I don't know what that means. Who that Aya Rot Dia? Maybe it's a typo.
I don't know. 402, is that a typo? Because we don't know what you're saying, boo.
But yeah, I just was like, not that I think he was swinging that way, but it just looked weird. Like, I don't want to get that from you.
I don't know, child. I see, like I said, you got me thinking now, like.
Yeah, I mean, business is business. He ain't dancing. So if he trying to pack the house and he got a dancer coming, I guess he like, who better to spread the word than a female?
Child. Bro, what you think? You know he gonna have always something to say.
What? Hold on, run that by me again because I have my badass grandson over here. What? Stop. You said what?
Like, let's say the dude that I'm familiar with from the past, him and some more folks that invested in a club, and they got a mail review coming through for Mother's Day. So he's sending me stuff to send out. I told Tony, it just feel kind of weird getting something from another dude of a stripper.
Exactly. Man, he take your old funky nut ass on some damn where, man. He been gone with all that. Man, anybody got no time for all that, man. What's wrong with niggas? Oh, how the hell you gonna say, hold on, wait. So this is somebody that you was, okay, this is somebody that you know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but regardless of y'all history, this Dusty, and he gonna turn around and have you and gonna send something to you, knowing that you got somebody that you was about, whatever, married, it don't matter. The point
No,
is
that was her man. That was her man.
No. My thing is, he didn't start this business venture where he got this club.
Oh, you mean your old man sent you that?
Old friend.
Oh, okay. So an old friend. Well, okay. Like I said earlier, I said somebody that you know. I don't know nothing about nothing. Don't nobody else know nothing about it. You don't nobody else know nothing about it. So only you know nothing about who your friend is. The point is that they didn't have no business even sending that to you, regardless of whether they knew not a now another or they had inside edition of your relationship. They ain't nobody. That's like my ex.
Okay, I think you misunderstand.
He misunderstanding the thing.
You misunderstand. Let's say my ex-boyfriend has decided to open up a club. As part of his club to bring business in. They're having like a male review where these male dancers are gonna come in. He's trying to pack the house and advertise. So he sent me a video to share to try to get people to come. I was just telling Tanya, it's ain't weird to get something from a dude promoting another dude that's a stripper.
Right, that's what I'm trying to do. I was about to get to that, but y'all went left on me and was like,
but it's his company, right?
Yeah, they
I don't see
since it's suspect.
But hey, they making money. I mean, shoot.
I don't give a damn how much money you making. I don't need for you. For one, if me being the man that I am, and I was raised around women. Because the bishop always taught me, he said if you want to be a strong man, you got to keep some strong women around. So as I was raised, for one, I ain't saying that to none of my partners. I'm gonna have the sisters on point advertising that. I'm just saying because that would seem kind of that is weird. I mean, even if we don't have no kind of relations from the past, we just old friends.
But I guess he called himself sending it to me to send it to my friend. But I just thought it was weird.
That sneaky shit.
It was weird because he sent it to me.
Exactly. You called it the way that we know a lot of us got what you call cognitive dissonance, which is AKA common sense. And we also have this thing that lets us know that orange flag, we got red light, green light, or yellow light. The yellow light is the orange / orange. Yellow / orange, they like wait, caution. It's like more of a caution. Yellow is caution when you're driving, but orange is caution when you're looking on the side of the road, you're doing work. Right. So it might be a work in progress. But either or, if it's a yellow and an orange, oh yeah, you might well go ahead and hit the red. Stop.
You done broke that thing down.
Bro, man. Bro.
Listen to your heart emotion.
No. I just was like, I understand, you trying to pack the house and it's your business and stuff, but it just feels weird.
He out of line. He ought to be ashamed of himself.
Shit. Why I spelled my grandson's name wrong? Oh shit.
Oh.
See. The devil is you know what? You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
It's all your fault.
Don't be dog. Now, and you know what? Hey, Ace, great nephew, don't believe that don't believe not a now another. If you see this video 30 years from now, don't you believe not a now nothing that this woman that your Getty then said she ain't right. I've been knowing her since we've been knowing each other from
y'all distracting.
She blaming it on us. The nephew, don't do it. Don't.
What you have put ACY?
Because I gotta do hold on.
Because she thought she was about to go to 4A's and get her some cigarettes. No, I'm just playing.
What?
When she said ACES, I was thinking like Four Aces. You know, I got a fool yourself, so. You know, it's been a minute since you went to Four Aces, got you some cigarette smokes, huh, girl?
Man, it's been like almost 15 years.
I know that's right. Because Four Aces been around longer than that.
Oh, child.
Four Aces been around for about 40 years.
Yep.
If
Was
not
it
longer.
a local chain?
Yeah, it's a local pie shop / local you know, the
Okay.
hood, you know, you can get your skins, your
So,
cigarette wraps, your blunts, your coffee, your hot pickles, your little quarter candies, your old stale donuts from last year on sale for 15 cents, everything.
we had some of them. It wasn't called Four Aces, but we had some corner stores.
Yeah, they moving out because if you notice, and this is I don't know, it ain't too many places. I know down here we in Texas, so you already know it's going down. You know, this shit. Everybody they say we gonna keep the old Alamo to the new Hope. You know, they ain't worried about no Elon Musk with his funky ass. He done went over there to that little small ass little doggone me town city, and it made all them poor ass folks rent go 15,000% higher than what some of them folks been over there paying $500, $600, $700 for about 20, 30 years. Now they rent like $3,000
Where?
for a 2 bedroom, 1.5 bath, 800 square foot house. You know, but because they sitting on about 5, 6, 7, 8 acres, you know, yeah, everybody renting it went up.
That's in Texas.
Yeah, because you gotta remember he brought his tunnel digging thing down here because he about to do some shit for Austin.
Yeah, I don't know nothing
Hey,
about him.
you remember that factory that we saw when we was on 79? We was driving coming back home, and we were talking coming from breeding them thing for the Pumpkin Jaws thing. That we was like, what the hell was that they was over there building? That's that doggone mining thing that doggone big. I mean Tesla. That's that. Yeah, that's that Elon Musk shit over there with them big ass cranes. Look like they was building some skyscrapers and shit. Yeah, that's for the tunnel boring company. That's how big that shit going.
So
A big
is that his claim to fame, Tesla? Is that how he got his money?
the Tesla and all kind of space. It was SpaceX really. That's when he he was doing the space launching.
I,
Take.
I was disappointed because didn't he like go into space for like 5 minutes and come back?
Well, that was no, that was what's my man name old Richard what's his name Bronson Virgin Atlantic.
Oh, that wasn't Elon Musk?
No, that well, Elon had something to
I
do
don't
with
know
it.
my life was like that.
He had something to do with $250,000. Yeah, they go up in space for a little bit, and hang around and woohoos and come on back down.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking for that kind of money, they were going to at least be there for the afternoon. They came right on back.
Right. At least I think I'm gonna be up there for half a day or something. Something. Damn, Craig, I got to be up here for about 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then I got to come on back down. That's some nigga shit.
They just want to say hi to ET. That's all.
When I heard that, I was like, that was the biggest ripoff ever.
Well, when you got that rip off money, then you can do it like that.
That's true. Hell,
'Cause
he
you
could
know,
have took him halfway past the clouds and told them this space. They don't know no difference.
shit, 'cause they were so charging. I think was it $250,000 on up to do all that.
So when I get in the airplane, I don't know how high. You tell me I'm in space, I might believe.
Straight head went up there on the Virgin thing. They did a little, that's about $250,000 on up.
Right. For 5
Minimum.
minutes.
Man, you know how much land I can get for $250,000 depending on what kind of land I want.
And wasn't it like 5 or 6 of them that went or something like that? I remember they was auctioning. I don't know how they was charging.
Yeah, they was doing the most. That's how they gonna do. It's gonna be like a lottery. Because in a minute, you the way that things are going, people got to understand that when they say the economy, the economy over here. What about the world economy? The world economy is not dependent on the U.S. economy no more, and that's what's about to be the problem right there. So it's gonna be that Venezuelan, that Zimbabwe, where they inflation went 10 million%, you know, where a dollar was probably worth 1 penny, or they was making $10 million bills that was only worth a penny. And yeah, yeah, we ain't saying shit. That's why we got to get together. That's why we got to get it together. We got to get it
Y'all better
together.
get to getting together.
You better learn a skill. You better learn how to do something. I'm talking about something. I mean, hey, besides wash your own ass, you better know how to clean up some shit, barter some shit, grow some shit, something. Cause go grocery store, they ain't gonna be able to hold up on everybody. Hey, I need my hog head cheese and chicken feet and green tomatoes. No, they ain't gonna be able to do all that. You go some of that stuff you're gonna have to raise on your own. We're about to go back to that. And our folks don't understand technology is expanding, but it's expanding rapidly to a point to where if you don't want AI
right.
to take over your life, I ain't talking about everybody, but just your life in particular, then you better learn a skill. Because you gotta think, everybody worried about AI. Well, guess what? You still gotta have people that gotta fix them machines that's controlling the AI. You still need maintenance. You still need engineers. It's just those that are worrying about that taking over is the folks that don't want to do what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Everybody worrying about what's gonna happen and what's going what. Well, the robots is gonna take over. Well, eventually, if your old dusty ass get, and the Most High say, okay, well, shit, I'm gonna let y'all niggas get 70. I'm gonna let y'all niggas get 85, 90 plus years old on the regular instead of the 67. I'm gonna let y'all get to 80, 90. How many of y'all gonna still be out here driving them big ass semis? How many of y'all niggas gonna be out here still digging them ditches? How many of y'all gonna still be out here repairing plumbing? How many of y'all gonna still be out here doing all this when we can just create the products and make it self-sufficient where we can just send a signal or a code and the nanobots will take care of it itself? But we still gonna need somebody that's gonna service the nanobots when they break down. See, it's always an opportunity as you advance, but when you don't advance, you will get left behind like the dinosaurs. You will become a fossil.
That's true.
A fossil. But guess what? We'll never get too old or too outdated to man and live and produce is get you a piece of land.
Yeah.
Yep.
You ain't got to worry about no robots. They'll be able to do that too, but it ain't gonna be nothing like growing your own. I'm talking about what you look, everything you eat and you looking at coming out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I don't care if it ain't nothing but a little parking lot of your land. I don't care. I don't care if it's only 0.10 of an acre, meaning that it might just be big enough for 1,000 square foot home or whatever. That's your piece. That's your plot. You better make it happen.
And you know that's why I feel so bad for people who end up losing their stuff. You know how you have older, well, it's not necessarily older people, because my aunt went that old, and she had she let the tax. You know how you let the taxes go,
Hey,
and then anybody can pay the taxes and get the land.
basically.
California
Yep.
bought the land, and she had to move out, and she had a trailer or whatever back there, and had her party yard. Once he paid them taxes, she had to move out. You know, she lost it.
Down here, though,
It was that easy. I was like,
well,
Anybody
actually, down.
your taxes ain't been paid in so long, they can pay your taxes and own your property.
But no, down here in Texas, though, is that what it is. A lot of folks don't understand that with that tax thing. They actually give them up to. They give them a certain. Here's the thing: you basically is accumulating for every month that they don't pay that until that statute of limitations expire. You gain 25% on your money. So if you wouldn't pay somebody's $1,500 back taxes that they owe, right?
mm-hmm.
Down here, they might get up to like maybe a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
That gives them the right to pay that and claim it back. And then what you end up doing is they'll pay you for however long it took times 25%. So say if it took somebody out of that 2 years that they had from the time that you paid that $1,500 bill, say if they had up to like about 2 years. So say if you paid somebody a $1,500 bill this month, they would have up to May of 2025 to actually pay that lien to be able to come back and get that property, even though you can't legally go and possess that property. It's just the fact that they can. It's crazy. But say if they
Also,
want
they have an opportunity to buy it back.
to
Just like
buy it back, but with
my
interest.
didn't have that.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy, and they wait it out. They vultures. That's what they is. So it's called what it is. They vultures.
And then the thing of it is, I ain't never set foot in Alabama. They out there in California, but they done bought their land. And then so, or whatever, they ain't even come down this way.
Because they know that most of us is not going to pay attention to that shit because they thinking that they really believe that we stupid, dumb, black, but because we doing exactly what they kids want to do. Oh man, I don't want grandpa them. I don't want to land all them goddamn donkeys and horses. I don't want that shit. Fuck it. Let's just sell it for how much it's going for.
Nobody likes to keep their grandparents' houses in the family no more.
Fuck that, man. Oh well, you know what? For all y'all that hold on, I gotta get y'all to look with my eyeballs. Cause I know y'all see the picture. But let me tell y'all something. If y'all got some grandparents or some great uncle people, look here, man. Listen to me. If you don't want it, you don't want to deal with it. This go from y'all that's out there in the Carolinas, the Georgias, I don't want no coastal land, but if you got it, I'll take it too. But hell, if you don't want to man it, that's all right. Pass it on.
Right.
It's okay. If you don't want to set up your generational wealth, because little do you understand that any little piece of land that you own is what creates generational wealth.
Exactly.
They ain't gonna tell you that. And I'm gonna leave it at that. If you don't want it, pass it on. There are some people that will definitely gladly take it over. You know, we'll make sure we take care of it. You want a monument? I'll put a monument on that land, everything for you and everything. You can come by from time to time and visit and all that. But at the end of the day, if you don't want that, that's fine. I'm not mad. Everybody's not made to upkeep some land. But guess what? Ain't no more land being grown.
Exactly.
Hello.
Reproducing. Is it?
It's just gonna get more expensive until the market fluctuates and go back down, and then by that time we'll probably be old and decrepit, and we ain't got time to be. Man, I ain't got time to be paying all that money for that little piece of land. I remember I got that little piece of land back then. It was then. Now y'all want $4-5 million for that little piece. I don't want that mess.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know how it is. Come on, man.
Yeah, people don't understand that.
You're so right.
They don't want you to understand what you got.
Hell no, they don't want you to understand because you know why? Because they want everybody, and I hope y'all listening. I ain't hoping. I know y'all niggas out here listening. But they want everybody to be self-deficient and not self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Self-deficient. They want us to depend on USD. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that they want us to depend on the health and human services. They want us to depend on the USDA for them little funky ass tandem stipends. They want us to depend on all this old every damn thing else. But they price it out the way. You want to start a business? Oh no. I want to go to school. Oh well, shit, you can get $100,000 real quick. I want to start a business. Oh no, your credit ain't right.
Right.
Okay, I didn't clean my credit up. I didn't win homeless and clean. Oh my bad. I'm sorry.
Look, you know you speaking my language now when you start talking about stuff like that.
Because that's because it's the truth.
They quick to give you some messed up student loan.
I'm clearing that bullshit off right now, and then I got to get up out of something that I didn't went and studied and thought I was gonna build. I didn't went in debt for it, but it ain't worth shit. So now you want to still try to come back and charge me and take, man, y'all better right. And then here's why, and just like a lot of folks don't understand too, and I know a lot of folks ain't about to like what I'm about to say, but I don't deal with none of these doggone mayonnaise much. But here's the thing.
Oh, bro.
That's why that they don't want what's your boy Donald John? They don't want Donald John to even be in politics at all. Why? Why they don't want that man to be in the politics at all? Because apparently it's something that he know and don't understand. It's something that he know that they don't want the world to understand. Our mind's been playing tricks on us. He been trying to tell folks for the longest. I don't get along with nothing of that every damn thing that man saying, but there's certain points that he said
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense for business.
Right.
Not for well, he's a horrible. What the hell did Joe Biden did? This motherfucker has been in politics longer than I've been living. That man been in politics since 1970, 71. Okay, I'll be 49. The Most High say the same this year in September.
Mhm.
And what the hell has he done besides sit around and say, "Oh, we're gonna looking like the creeper's uncle." Look like he's an eye blink away from literally having an aneurysm.
Well, I think he definitely too old to be trying to do another term. But hey,
Well, everybody gonna vote for him though.
if God willing,
Man, that's that bullshit. God ain't got nothing to do with that. That man. Look, Creepy Joe got more money than boy. Let me tell you, Creepy Joe got money. He still got money from the 70s. That man's crackhead son ain't got nothing in that money in that trust fund that him and his Dr. Joe, whatever her stinking ass is, his wife. Yeah, they got trust funds. What's that boy Connor or Hunter or whatever? He ain't getting shit. He might get a rehab center if he clean himself up.
Oh my God!
See, I'm telling y'all, these people,
on drugs or something.
that boy, he been on dope, dog shit, and smoking dick for the longest. So the problem is this: these other people, like I said, these clear people, they pass down logistics, truck company. That's what they pass down. They pass down wealth. Us, we selling grandma house. Great up didn't have no will, but we know we don't need the money, but fuck it, I don't want to deal with it. And then come to find out 2 or 3 years later, oh man, shit. They didn't develop that neighborhood and Great Hunk's house that he paid for end up being worth about $400,000-$500,000. Dumbasses, but you sold it for $30,000-$40,000. Stupid.
And the crazy thing about it, they'll sell it and still be living in the hoods or in the projects and on Section 8 shit.
It ain't even that though, sis. A lot of us we moving,
renting it out, making an Airbnb. I mean,
that's
man,
like my friends in Georgia. They were telling me about, and I might be getting the details wrong, but it's
you ain't getting it wrong.
It's a property near a park or something, and the family owns it, and I think whoever the city officials were, they were trying to talk them into selling it to them because they wanted to create a monument or something in remembrance of it. And they was like, no, we don't want to, we ain't got to do all that. We good. So after they couldn't sweet talk them into selling it, now they finna try to take them to court and take it away from them. I can't remember what part of Georgia it is, but they were saying, they tried to slick them out of it at first, and now they trying to force them to give up the land.
wow.
You know what, y'all? Here's the thing. We gotta, and I know some people might take this personal, but we, as not only so much of as a people, but individuals as well, we don't practice accountability. Y'all remember how when we was growing up, that things were strictly like laced down, like don't do this, don't do that. Mm-hmm. Try it like this, try it like that. If it don't work like this, try it go to this route, but just don't do this, don't do that. Why is it that we don't have that same type of discipline when it comes to just common sense? When it comes to longevity? How the fuck we think that grandma and all them was telling us them stories about how they got through the Great Depression? I remember my grandmother was telling me about the Great Depression. I remember about certain things that she was teaching me. This is 2023, y'all, is what I'm saying. A lot of us don't think that shit is coming, but it's coming tenfold.
Yeah.
And if she was saying this to me back long before we buried her in 1993, we talking about the 80s. Mm-hmm. We're talking about when I was a little kid in the late 70s, she was teaching about how we should become a unit, or at least put something up for yourself, whether it be some gold, some silver, some something. So learn how to grow or plant something.
Yeah.
She said, "When God see you trying, He know you ain't lying." That was her MO.
Mm-hmm.
When He know you was trying, you ain't lying. That means that you are doing you're being honest about what you need to be doing. So that means that guess what? The little bit of that we do got is called common sense. You know how many people I know? I know some people right now that actually got some good. They got good careers. I know some business owners, guys that have, and they, you know, what they still do. They go and still hit them pantries up. They ain't too hard. They head ain't too big.
Yeah.
Why not? Fill up my pantry for the bad days when I can't go to the store and go get my my top of the line.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go and stack up. Let me go. It ain't that I'm hurting. That's certain things that I may go get. Cut it up, freeze it, can it, do something. Man, we too busy chasing the bag. I'm gonna end up in a fucking bag. Is the moral of the story. Everybody gonna keep chasing that bag. Gotta get that bag. Gotta get that bag. Gotta get that bag. Gotta get that bag. While everybody else around the world is saying, yeah, you niggas gonna end up in the bag. Cause y'all over there chasing something that ain't got nothing worth. You not putting your time. You not putting something that's priceless into something that could be worth something for generations to come. Yeah, we supposed to eat. Not saying that you're not supposed to eat, gain value, live lavish, eat good, have good homes, good friends now, but make sure that what you're doing now, you can pass that on is the name of the game.
Right.
But I don't want to pass down me eating fucking ramen noodles. I don't want to pass that down.
Yeah, you want to pass generational wealth, not generational debt.
And generational stomach aches.
Mm-hmm.
And generational gas. I'm bloated. Yeah, my great-great-grandma, she was bloated too. So I guess I'm going to be bloated too. What kind of shit is that?
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. We got to get together, man. I know I'm just trying to make light of the situation, but it's real, man.
I hear exactly what you're saying. And you know what? It's so crazy that a lot of the younger generation, they don't even be wanting to hear that type of stuff.
Because they retarded.
Right. And it took me the longest, and I still forget sometimes that everybody ain't got common sense. I don't know why I assume it's a given and everybody got it, but everybody do not have common sense.
Just retarded, man. Like they just, it's, I don't know, sis. I don't, I mean, I'm not upset. I mean, I'm kind of am, but I'm not because it's like, I don't know. Most of us, I ain't gonna say all of them, but most of us is waiting for something or someone to show us and give us the way. And the ones that's gonna catch the worst ass whippings is gonna be the one that's been waiting for a sign. But if y'all know your word, and for those that it is in the word, as he say, well, foolish, what he say, what do he call them? He said, you foolish and wicked people. You asking for a sign. You asking for me to give you a sign to let you know when your ass is about to get destroyed or gonna come up short. So basically, you want me to let you know when you about to get your ass tagged while you fucking up. So that way you can give you enough time to stop fucking up and try. No, it don't work like that.
Right.
It just don't work like that. You have to do something to sustain what this is. This what we got right here. That's why they say, oh, fresh, ash to ash, dust. Well, guess what? Yeah, that's the ground we come from, the ground we will return. Whether we are encased in stone, whether we are encased in wood or metal, it don't matter. Eventually, we got to go back to that. But that's not the key to living. The key to living is not even worrying about all that because do good all that you can every day that you get up and you are breathing.
Yeah.
So that way, when it is time for you in your time capsule is permanently in caps, guess what? You have did your due diligence. Well done. On to the next.
Yeah.
But we too busy around here trying to figure out who got the juiciest booty and who got the biggest BBL and who's smoking the most, the best weed, and who got the best this, and who got the baddest, and who don't brush their teeth, and who all this, just everything is fucked up.
Stuff
And
that
we
ain't
should
gonna
be ashamed of ourselves.
benefit you.
What's that, sis? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just agreeing. I said stuff that ain't gonna benefit you in the long run.
Ain't gonna benefit not another. Something that you gotta do every single day. If you gonna complain and bitch about something that you gotta do every fucking damn day, what is your purpose in living? Man, well, the dog didn't pee straight today. That's why I got a headache. Why is it that we as a people gotta blame something on every single thing but ourselves? Accountability. That is one of our main restrictions amongst us as individual peoples, as progressing forward and as progressing as a unit, is accountability. The same way we hold dusty ass preacher, knowing that he's struggling, knowing he probably ain't had no ass for about 2 or 3 years, because his wife, she might be, whatever, however. But regardless, we put, what about Deacon such and such? We know he wearing the crab house, but shit, he doing what he got to do, and he helping, and well, what about the soul sister over here? Yeah, well, we know she smoked, she drank, she's supposed to stop, but she can't. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we hold them to accountability. Why in the fuck is it that we always gotta hold each individual to accountability, and we not even willing to live up to our damn selves?
That's true.
Oh, you ain't shit. Motherfucker, you ain't shit neither. You broke too.
Like, we ain't shit together.
Oh, nigga, I'm making $15 an hour. You bitch ass nigga, I'm making $13.50. So what?
Right.
We live in the same apartment complex.
Right.
We both in the 3x2. We both paying $1,200-1,300 damn dollars a month. They ain't including utilities. But you talking shit to me. Man, take your punk ass on. Learn you something.
It's true. That's like I was telling my daughter Sunday. We would come back from the grocery store, and
Learn you something.
every now and then I tell her, I said, we got to be thankful. We can't take stuff for granted. I said, I could have a car accident right now, not be able to work, lose my job. We ain't gonna have nothing. We gotta start from the bottom. You can have it today and it could be gone tomorrow. So I was just trying to tell her, don't never think we getting this because we deserve it. It's all grace.
Right.
But I think sometimes because the younger generation ain't had that struggle, they can't really appreciate it.
They about to learn. Oh, they about to learn for real.
Yeah, I try to remind her. I told her that we don't go to church every Sunday. Yeah, I don't go to church at all right now because in the past, different experiences. But I told her, I said, you got folks that be at church every Sunday and doing everything wrong Monday through Saturday. And then I said, as long as I'm sitting at home and treating people the way I want to be treated, we good.
That's
as
all.
long as we practice that, we good. So don't never let nobody make you feel bad because when you sit up in church every time, no. I did that growing up, and I seen people doing stuff in the street and in school, and So I'm over that.
I know that's right. You know what, sir? As long as you living the way that you live, anybody is just like an owl, like my mama always say, like an owl. Who's paying your bills? Who? Right. What you eat don't make me shit.
Exactly.
Who is paying your car note? Who is paying your utilities?
Right.
Who? So before you fix your funky ass doggone dick sucking lips, that's what I ain't talking about y'all. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, before you do all that, fix your funky ass lips. You might want to do a background check and figure out on what it is, on what helps you to operate. Meaning that If that individual that got something to say ain't doing none of all the above, then why is you eat what? How come God even gave you the power to even mumble your lips to even think that thought?
Mm-hmm. Look, I was telling my daughter too. There was something because she at that age now. She didn't hit the teens where you worry about what people think. And I went through it. I used to worry about what people thought when I was young and stuff. Now I don't really care. So I was talking to her and I was like, I said I could give two fucks about. And then I thought about what somebody said about me, and she said, since when was it two? She said, I didn't think you gave none. I said, you right.
Right.
I give no fucks.
Exactly.
Like,
No fucks.
It took a long time to get to that point where I ain't care what nobody think. I have certain people that I don't want to dishonor and make them look bad, like my parents or whatever. But as far as me worried about what another person thinks about me,
Shit.
I'm past that.
Damn right. Fuck them, Susan, man. Please, man. Ain't nobody like I said. What they eat gonna make you shit.
It took a minute for me to get there, but that's just, But now I really don't. I don't care.
Shit, why? Is it enhancing you to become a better person, a human being?
No. But you got
Exactly.
people like that's something I get on my own mother about. I love my mom to death. But every now and then she get caught up in what people gonna be talking. Man, I ain't studying what people talking about. Who cares? And she's 70. I'm like, now that's a lesson you should be teaching me. You still be worried about what folks say on certain stuff. But I don't know. I guess that's just the old school thing.
No, speak on you shit. You ain't saying nothing wrong. If you saying something wrong, then study long, study wrong.
Right. But I get so frustrated with her because on certain stuff, well, that ain't gonna look right, or they'll look bad. I don't care what nothing look like. I don't care. They don't know what's going on over here. Who cares? She tends to get caught up into that sometimes, even at her age. And I'm just like, I don't care what nobody thinks about nothing. Especially if you ain't a part of what's making the world go round over here.
Exactly. You ain't adding on to the space. As Captain Kirk used to say, you ain't adding on to the spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't, Spock used to say, Captain. Yeah, there's only one captain. You can't have a ship full of captains unless y'all in a meeting.
Right.
Shit. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, because there's only one Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
It's only one Captain Kirk. It ain't 1,000 Captain Kirks. It's one Captain Kirk. So I'm a captain of mine. You a captain of yours. This is what we shall do to make everything good and true. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. But we too busy be hating too. We got to figure out. I want to know what you got going on, so that way I can figure out whether I want to take the time that I got out from what I'm doing, come over there to try to see how I can figure out how to get a piece of what you doing. No.
Make sure you ain't getting a step ahead of me. And if you is, find out how.
Yeah, I gotta sabotage your shit. Oh, girl, you can't be. Oh no, see that's some bullshit. How come I gotta drink out of a green Sprite bottle like the original? How come you got a clear one? See, I don't like that shit. No, we got a problem. Mm-hmm. I gotta figure out how to stop that shit. You ain't gonna be drinking out no clear Sprite bottle, but I still got green.
Crazy.
It don't work like that. What kind of shit is that? Where that mentality come from?
I don't know, but it's bad. It's real bad. And like you get caught up if you don't pay attention, it'll get you caught up in it. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm trying to teach mine while she's young. Even though half of the stuff I said, I know she ain't listening to, but either way,
she gonna learn.
Yeah,
she gonna learn. All of them gonna learn. Mine too. Every day, all gonna learn. I don't give a fuck if they 60 years old, and I'm 100. They gonna learn. Gonna learn. I've learned this from the old head. You gonna learn until you gonna learn to the day the good Lord says. There's some of us say the good Lord say, "Well done." Now sit your dusty ass on down. It's their time.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
like
know
my daddy used to tell us when we was growing up all the time, and I ain't never get it. You know how they say that phrase, you the keeping up with the Joneses?
Mm-hmm.
We ain't keeping up with the Joneses. So I was telling my mama the other week, I said, I used to be confused. I'm like, the only Jones I knew was Sabrina, and they lived in a trailer down in Spring Creek, and there was about 10 of them in the house. So why would I be trying to keep up with, I'm literally. It took me growing up to figure out exactly what they. Old folks don't break that stuff down. They just tell you. We ain't trying to keep up with the Jones and keep it moving. I'm like,
Best child.
Jones is you talking about?
Sarah, I don't remember last Jones. I remember they was down there in the trailer on the creek. Boy, that's deep.
We doing better than them. What I'm trying to keep.
Yeah, and shit, 10 deep on the creek in a trailer. Woo! Well, at least they got the water.
Right. But all while I was growing up, I heard that all the time. I never knew it. It wasn't until I got older till I finally figured out what he was saying. So that's why I said with my daughter, I know I said a lot of stuff has to go over her head, but I'm hoping when she get older, she think back on some of these stuff I done said, and it makes sense.
Yeah,
My folks didn't always make it clear. They were speaking in parables.
Yeah, I mean, so it's just, we have to be able to balance out what was then to what is now. There's nothing wrong with it because AI then took over.
Yeah.
And what a lot of these cats don't understand is that, and that's even in our generation. I'm speaking to our generation right now because a lot of y'all is retarded. A lot of y'all, and I'm gonna say it. I said it. Do I need to put my camera back on? I'm trying to get y'all old Cleophas. I'm letting y'all look at Cleophas right now. Because Cleophas, that look that y'all see on my camera, that's Cleophas. So Cleophas is talking right now.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell y'all, man, we got to literally set a foundation on each level, meaning that if we were born, I can speak for my generation. I cannot really speak for the baby boomer, that's mama and them all, and the silent ones before them and the greatest generation, the World War II, all them. Anyway, but I know my generation is the product of all the prior generations, which was the greatest generation in the baby boomer. And we all know if you're Gen X, if you ain't Gen X, you ain't shit. And I said it. Take it how you want to take it. But anyway.
Wait a minute. What are we considered?
We Gen X.
We're Gen X?
Yeah, we Gen X, sis.
Okay. I don't be knowing what the qualifications is.
We 65. Well, when was you born before 80?
I was born the same year you were.
Exactly. So see, there it is. So you Gen X, 65 to 80. 79, really.
So yeah, I was talking to my daughter about that because she was talking about Generation Z and Generation Alpha. And I'm like, I don't even.
Nah, them is our grandbabies. Them is like our like our younger, like if we had younger siblings, if they were born in like millennial, which is behind us, the Gen X.
So the next one after Gen X is millennial.
Yeah, that my nephew and them. They 80, I think that started in 81.
Okay.
Or 81 on up. And then after like 90, I think after 96 or 94, 96, then it was basically in 97, then it was then it's the
Z.
I think it's called the Gen. It might be YRZ, one of them dusty asses.
Yeah.
But regardless of, Gen X is the great. We the new baby boomers in the next 10 years. And that's real spit.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least the next 15. Because what, baby boomer, 65 on up?
Look, I'm learning from you. I just
Well,
know.
I mean, hey, sis, I said to my fate, but I ain't mad. Hey, at least I know that I've been here. They gonna learn today.
Cause at first I was trying to figure out what the baby boomers, what made the baby boomers, and then I figured out it was because families was bigger back then, right?
Yeah, it was the greatest generation. The ones that fought, before the World War II. Yeah, they was out there popular. That's
Okay.
the baby booming kids is from the World War One and the two. Yeah, they was bored. They was quarantined. I was broke, and they was horny. And hey, it is what it is.
Because I was telling my daughter, I said
Yeah.
I was thinking my parent new generation was the baby boomers because they needed all them kids to work the fields and stuff.
Well, they could have been too because baby boomers. I take that back because baby boomers are 65 on down
Cause
to
like
like
on
to
both sides
like
of my family, my dad and my mom both have 10 plus brothers and sisters. You know, you don't even see family like that no more.
shit. That boy that boy that shit. Now that's man. And it's funny because my mom was the only child, but she had
Really?
but she had a plethora of uncles and aunties, and then my daddy. It was 8 of them. He was the oldest boy, I think. My
Cause
daddy was.
I don't think I know anybody from that generation that was an only child.
My mama was, and you know what's so funny about it? I tell people to this day, if you
Mhm.
ain't never had a grandma that was born in 1898 that you had to put in the ground at night, well, she wanted to be cooked, so we cremated her. But 1993,
Mhm.
then yeah, and I was born in '74, so
Yeah.
I got almost 20 plus years of nothing but wisdom from the late 1800s all the way, all basically damn near she almost made it to 2000.
Wow. So I mean, not to get personal, but why isn't that was she the only child that you did just that
My
her parents?
mother, boy, that's well, for one, my grandma, my biological grandma, was 15 years and 9 months old when she had my mom,
Okay.
and she was gonna give her up for adoption, but my mama cousin, her first cousin, who was the granny that raised us, that's the grandma I know.
Yeah.
As far as I mean, of course, I my grandma Lou. Up top, that was my nana,
Mm-hmm.
but my grandma Fisher. That was Nana Fisher. She was my biological grandmother's first cousin. So she took my mom in, and her husband, who never had kids, my grandpa Fisher.
Uh-huh.
They raised my mom, and my grandpa Fisher was actually a former runaway slave. He ran all the way from I don't know if it was Biloxi, but it was somewhere. He ran all the way from there to East St. Louis nonstop.
Wow.
He would sleep. He would sleep he would sleep off and on during the day, but he would run all night.
Like
Literally.
that underground.
Yeah, real shit. Like my grandfather, he and my grandmother, when they had met, they became good friends at first. Cause my grandma prior she had got divorced. She was a Carson.
Mm-hmm.
But then she had married my grandfather, who was a Fisher, and they never had children. But my mom, yeah, they were like, nah, we can't have Lucy Mae giving away this child like that.
Yeah, she was
And,
something
and,
else.
and there it is. And I mean, it was, my grandpa had worked for UP, so you already know what time it was back then.
What
You
was you?
know, huh?
What's UP?
Union Pacific.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
my grandpa Fisher had worked for UP, and we talking about back in the early 1900s. So you
Mhm.
already know what it is.
Yeah.
My mama was born in 1938. My
Your mom?
daddy was born in 1928. My daddy was about 9 years older than my mama.
Mm-hmm.
He was born in Brooklyn, Illinois, which is like 30 minutes uh, north of Centerville, where really East St. Louis, Illinois.
Okay.
And that's how that began with that reunion, and it became 5 boys: David Jr. in '58, Stanley in '61, my big brother Julian, rest his soul, in '66, and my brother Alvin 67, and I'm 74.
So all boys.
All boys, no girl. And my mama was the only child of my grandma and my grandpa Bad Stovall. He died when my mama was, I think she told me she was, shit, I think she was either 11 or she was a little girl.
Mm.
He died from kidney failure. And that gene skipped everybody and hit her.
Your mom had kidney failure too?
Basically all that.
My grandma died from kidney failure.
But you know, a lot of us died. However, but that's another story. But anyway, yeah, that's how that go. And you know, so our maiden name and family name. You know, my great grandma Mary Gilmore lived to be either it was 98 or 100 and something. I can't remember.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was my biological grandmother's mother. So I grew up around a lot of my great uncles.
So
You know,
then you got all this stuff written down for your daughters? 'Cause
it's all in my brain.
you got
It'll
all
all be
girls
in
in
audio books.
Okay.
I want them to visualize it.
Yeah, because I do a lot with ancestry, you know, and just try to keep up with it. But a lot of people in the family, they not interested in it, you know. And you know how it used to be back in the day, people kept the family files, they wrote all the stuff down. Well, they ain't doing that no more.
That's
So
the best thing going. It's like, dude, and you know what's so cool about it is that the fact that I was able to actually witness this, even though it
right.
wasn't good for, you know, how you grew up, you know, you'd be like, damn, I missed them old smokestack smells and the real cars going by, shaking grandma's house and all that. I mean, I can remember that.
And
Like
then
it was
the stuff
yesterday.
that the good thing is the stuff that happened from before you was born, you got firsthand accounts of it. It ain't passed down and passed down and passed down. You actually talk to your grandma and stuff.
Yeah, I literally, yeah, yeah, those both of my grandma, my biological and her first cousin, who was my grandma that raised us.
Yeah.
I
See, a
literally,
lot
yeah, all of them. I like my grandpa Fisher. He died. I think it was. I was a little. I think I was. I was a little kid. I maybe been about 5, maybe 4,
of
5, 6. Yeah, it did. My grandma, she passed when I was 8, and then I lost my daddy when I was 16. When my great uncle and all them was in between or a little bit after when I was, yeah. They
so
was the
you
last of
still
that generation.
you are able to get the history. Speak of.
Yeah, I still I remember it because that's because it's fine. Like I said, it's like me every day that I wake up, I can remember all that I'm talking about. I still got my mama's best friend, my aunt Maybell. She's still down in East St. Louis, and they were both actually Aunt Maybell. I think a little bit older than my mom, so that means that she should be about shit. Technically, 80 should be like damn near late 80s.
Y'all got longevity.
Well, you know, well, my mama died when she was 69 back in
Oh,
'07.
okay, okay.
Um, my daddy, he was 62 back. He died like 30 days after one of my best childhood friends had got shot in the head, and he lived for like 65 days. He
Wow.
died 30 days after that. See, Idris died in January of, oh my God, I was 16. So it was about 90, 89, 90. And
Mm-hmm.
then uh my dad died like in February of that same year. Like literally approximately 30 days around the same time, about 6 something that evening, about the same time.
Mm.
So as far as that goes, you know, it's like, you know, I mean, I'm blessed, you know, all I can say, you know, I'm blessed. That's
But
30, 30.
I think it's so good that you can like when you was spitting out them years and stuff and everybody was born. You know, a lot of people don't can't keep up with them dates like that right off the top of their head like that. That's good.
I have to do that because our family Bible was out of some mischievous shit. Because my second oldest brother, this is a true story. My second oldest brother, ex-wife. I'm not gonna speak no names on the lady. Obviously, she's, you know, God bless her, regardless. but she had out of spite had took the family Bible. You know, we had y'all. I don't know if y'all remember them big ones that was probably about a half a foot thick.
I remember those. We don't have ours either.
And I mean, I'm talking about this had all the family records as far as everybody that was born, my
Like go
great
all
aunties, my great grandfathers, it had everybody's births and dates, where they
yeah,
were from.
yeah.
Some of them had the time that they were born. But that funky ass heifer took them because she was upset at my brother on some more other bullshit, you know, just whatever. And either she took it with her or she trashed. I don't know, but regardless of,
But
I
see, my
remember.
grandparents' house burned down, so we lost a lot of old stuff when their house, my dad's parents' house
Yeah,
burned down.
sorry to
So
hear that. Sorry, you know, it's
that was
history.
back in
When
the 80s.
oh my bad, I'm sorry, sis. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that was back in the 80s when that fire happened. So over the years, when people started dying, I was like, you heard the story, but then a lot of times the stories be, well, this is what so and so told me, well, so and so said such and such, but you don't really have that first hand account, and then you'll hear 5 or 6 different versions of the same story. So it just be crazy trying to put the pieces
Yeah.
together. Because personally, on my dad's side alone, I got 45 first cousins.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh,
He got,
y'all deep, deep, deep.
and that's just on his side. I don't even know all of them on my mama's side.
That's your paternal side? God damn, yeah, y'all deep. That's what I'm talking about now, dude. Now, yeah, see. If I was been around, man, do you not know the type of shit, man? I'll be on some Harlem Nights, hoodlum, all kind of type of shit going on where the hell I'm from. Shit, I got that many goddamn cousins. Man, shit,
Well,
we running
they
everything.
it out and stuff, but I still try to track. I try
We
to do
running everything. So
and track it.
transportations, logistics, we running funeral homes, real estate, we running it all.
And believe it or not, a lot of them never even met my grandparents because they died before they were born.
See what I'm saying?
But see, by us, we lived next door to the home house. Like my grandma's health was bad. My dad was a nurse, so instead of him moving off, he stayed. He built a house right next door, and he took care of her until she died when I was 8. She
That's
died.
where
She died.
that's where it's supposed to be.
So, like, because of our location, the demographics of it, everybody who came to see my grandparents, they knew us. But like the other family members that moved off, they don't know each other. So, like, I know more of the history practically than most of the other, my first cousins. So I try to keep up with everything and keep stuff going, but a lot of them don't even be interested in knowing. I'm like, shoot, you got to know who your folks is.
You know what? Because guess what? At the end of the day, a lot of people don't understand it, but it's gonna happen in our lifetime. But when the angels question you, they gonna want to know your history. And
Yeah.
if you don't know, if you don't even know the simplest of who your mom and them, you asked out.
Yeah,
But
I
that
got first cousins that don't even know all of my, like my dad had 3 sisters, 3 full sisters. And then he got 2 half sisters. And then he had 7 full brothers and 2 half brothers. No, 3 half brothers. And a lot of them brothers and sisters kids don't know who their parents' siblings are. I know all of the siblings. But a lot of them, they'll be like, they'll see you out somewhere and come back and so said they saw you, they knew who was related, they didn't know who it was. Like that's my first cousin. He I was buddy's son. Like, they don't be knowing. They don't be knowing. And I'm just like, I can see if it's your third cousin, but your first cousin, we 2 brothers kids.
exactly. You know, like I said, it's a thing that to me, I've always been a history buff. I've always loved it because it's like if you don't understand your history, for those that don't understand their history, they're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah, I just like to know it. I mean, I like to know where I come from.
You damn right. You should know where you come. And I mean, you should go even further than that because I'm working on my DNA. I want it all because I know these mayonnaise mutts. I know they got their history. I bet you they can tell you where they from, or they'll tell you, well, we were no bullshit. Stop trying to whitewash our history. I know where y'all originally came from, but
Bro,
I
the
know that
man
story.
was, please don't say that.
My bad. Well, sorry, y'all, but you know what? When a whole lot of y'all people was getting out of line and getting away with all this abuse, all this doggone kidnapping, and y'all killing y'all own. Yeah, y'all just killed a woman up in New York that had a doggone knife. It was 5 damn police officers. Everybody had tasers, batons, and billy clubs. She wasn't even trying to launch at nobody, but they turned around and shot and killed her ass anyway, in her own shit,
It's
because she
all
was
about,
having some.
all about YouTube and the things you can and cannot do.
And I'm like, what the hell? Like, dude. But then they don't want somebody to say nothing, but they can call us niggas and coons and spigs, but we can't. Come on, man.
They probably can't say that on here.
Well, I'm just giving an example. So for y'all to don't be trying to flash my sister channel, because I'm real in real life. Just like I told these people in my job. Hold on, let me give y'all a picture, because y'all think that Cleophas is a game. Hold on, man. Hold up. Just like I just told you, clear people at the job and everything else with me, the cook and everybody else in front of y'all. If you want to learn it, learn it. Look it up. Do facial recognition. I don't give a fuck. Nigga, do what you do. But let me tell you, y'all need some home training.
I am finally done cleaning up.
Good. But they still need some home training. But my sister said I can't call y'all mayonnaise, so I'm going to say it clear.
Bro,
She said,
Jesus, please.
I said,
You don't understand YouTube. Like it's
I got you, sister. Okay, can I say clear? Can I say clear? So what do you want me to say?
No, I said hold on. I was trying to fix my thing. But yeah, clear is fine, but all that other stuff is like
I wasn't trying to call them. Oh, good. So I can't say Miracle Whip or none of that, but I got you. I said I got you, sis. Hey, come on, man, stop playing. Anybody trying to dox? Really? Is they that sensitive?
yeah, they are, bro. You can people can report you for stuff like that.
Oh, but
it's like racial slur. I mean, come on, bro.
But I can't screenshot what I just saw on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that.
Facebook and Instagram, that's not
and YouTube, sis.
But okay, if people want to do that on their own channel, bro, and get strikes and all that, bro.
No, I ain't talking about. I'm just talking about like on the the news channels and stuff with like the stories and stuff. Man, them news people, they don't be deleting all that. Man, that is so hypocritical of them to try to strike a channel like you basically.
Please explain to him because he just don't.
That's
he's not understanding me.
Look, that's the YouTube.
No, I actually understand it. It's just that's fucked up. Like, wow.
But they just be looking for a reason. So
I know, especially if people don't like you and stuff like that. I mean, you gotta be.
That's what I mean. I'm like, that's childish. Like, what kind of shit is that?
I know, bro, but see, the thing is, I done told you about it before, like several times.
Man, them people, man.
I ain't trying to be nitpicking and stuff, but
no, you're not nitpicking, sis. That's just childish as hell, man. Like we can be disrespected on all levels, but we can't say nothing that may seem disrespectful.
You can say whatever you want, bro, but you just gotta watch it on certain platforms. People lose their channels and Facebook pages all the time.
Oh no, I ain't gonna have you lose no doggone channels. It ain't that deep. Trust.
I feel like all of that is by design. So a lot of times to help you lose revenue.
I mean,
that's all it is.
I'm not going to help you.
Be careful with what I do. Yeah. I mean, I understand this is the hood table and we can get live and all that kind of stuff, but when it comes to the slurs and stuff, I don't like that. I do have those people as my supporters too. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
if
I'm following a white person and they say the N-word, of course I'm gonna unfollow them. You know what I mean? So it can be the same reaction if I have white supporters and they hear
Right.
that stuff on my platform. I might not be the one saying it.
Right. But you don't want to here, take my channel. You can have it. Because that's basically what you're doing.
I got you. I just trust me, no stress, no love. I'm not. Anyway, as you would say, next subject.
I think we got a troll in the chat.
Do we?
We always got a troll, but that ain't the illegal portrait. Let me show you.
Is it still moving?
No, the 402.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that about the Georgia dialect.
Like, who is that? Like,
I guess he got some. I don't know if he was making fun of my country accent. I don't care.
But no, 402 revenue. That's our homeboy from here.
There's
He don't
another
normally. He don't normally. No, that's what I'm saying. I think he has a troll.
Gotcha.
Because he don't normally talk like that, and that how it says those abbreviation and who that he don't talk like that.
Yeah. You know, people be coming up with all these crazy ways to get on and do all this. I be like, if you take that all of that energy and put it into something positive, good Lord.
Yeah.
That's like the people, you know, all these people that figured out all these ways to cheat and hack your web page and get your money. I'm like, you can't take that energy and flip it into something good. I mean,
they hacking people every day. Do you know how many emails I get? How many text messages I get? Like, you need to click this link because your account has been suspended. Your payment didn't go through last time, and I'm like, okay, but
and you know what kills me? The text
it is mainly Netflix is one of the big ones. Netflix.
Oh, I hadn't got that.
They be like, your Netflix account is suspended. I'm watching it right now.
Oh, you know what killed me? The text messages they send, and like they'll try to tell me they from Verizon and can't spell Verizon right.
Right. See, you gotta watch. I don't know about y'all jobs, but every year we have to take these assessments.
Yeah.
You know those
cybersecurity.
And it's cybersecurity, giving out what's that? People who give out information. So
the people that's fishing.
No. The people like if something changes in your company and you go tell somebody and they buy stocks, what are they called?
What, trade information? Inside trade?
Yeah. You know, it's like 10 or something different assessments we got to take every year, and one of
we have to do that with the hospital too. We have to do the HIPAA.
The HIPAA and all that. Yep.
Biohazard stuff.
And the California one, because a lot of people in California have a lot of different rules when it comes to sharing information. And
so, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
we have that training we have to do annually.
Yeah, but that one that I was talking about, the cyber one, like they'll give you in the test, they'll put like all these little things in the email, like who it's from and who it's to, and the subject line. You got to look for all the suspicious things that let you know this might be a spam.
You know what? They even go as far as sending us those trick emails on our work email.
They do that.
Yeah, when you click it, they be like, now you know this was a test or this was you didn't pass.
Yeah. See, I usually pass them because, for one, I work at a job where we get millions of emails all day long, and usually they have nothing to do with us in our department, right? So I rarely, if it don't look like it really got something to do with me, I don't even read the emails. I just keep on working. But sometimes when I receive those, it'd be like too suspect.
Right.
I usually pass them, but sometimes our supervisor, she'll even hit us up in our y'all got Teams.
Microsoft Teams, yeah.
Yeah, she'll hit us up. She'll be like, hey, just a heads up, y'all gonna be getting the spam email. And I'm like, okay, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the time I don't get a lot of mine. I have it go to a folder if it's not something that's based out of the office. So I can go in there and look for stuff that might have fell in there by mistake, kind of like your spam folder. But for the most part, if it's not from my company, I don't let it, I got a block so they won't slip through or whatever.
I just,
Even
like I said,
when
if
I
you don't have something to do with me directly, I don't respond. I just keep on working.
yeah, because there have been times I done tried to send myself something from my Gmail, my personal Gmail, to my work, and they won't even send it through.
Really? Well, see, I email myself. I email my job all the time. Like, because sometimes I want to have something saved on my just something like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something random. Not nothing real personal,
Right.
but
Like for me,
like,
it'll usually be like I have to get continuing education, and sometimes I get my
yeah.
CEU off outside of the office, but I want to keep it so that if I have to share it, I
Yeah, like
email it to
sometimes I'll
you.
send myself my insurance information, my car
Yeah,
insurance. No, it's just
yeah,
something that I know that I can have
yeah.
on my computer, because you do gotta watch when you working with those type of jobs that we
Mhm.
work with. You do gotta watch what you seeing and all that. And people always, there's always somebody higher up who's always, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I just try to make sure that I'm not sending anything too personal, because the thing about it is, if you ever let go or quit, guess what?
It's the property. It's their property.
Yep, and no matter if you give that laptop back or whatever,
They still got access. Yeah.
no matter if you delete it, sure,
Ain't no such thing as
that's
delete.
delete. Thank you, thank you.
And you know what? I learned the hard way. This was back though, like this was back in 2000. One, I felt so bad because one of my best friends lost her job because of, you know how they used to send you the emails, and sometimes it would be like, it wouldn't necessarily be not bad, but it'd be like inappropriate for work, like, you know, and they tagged everybody on it. So I forwarded her something that somebody had sent me. She didn't even open it. They did a random check of everybody's email and saw that in there, and they terminated her, and she didn't
What?
even open it up. Now she went back and did a what do you call it, a appeal or
Yeah,
dispute.
appeal.
She won, but because they were willing to let her go for that, she didn't even want to work for them no more. But I was like, I felt so bad because I was like,
Oh,
I didn't even know it was gonna be that deep. It wasn't nothing like bad, but it wasn't work related, and it was like maybe something cringy, but not like, you know, but
not
yeah.
like too over the top. But see,
Yeah,
you
you
know
know
what?
how they would have like the little jokes and stuff. It might be something sexual
And
in
see,
there.
that's probably what it was, because you know what? This year, was it this year it started? I
Mhm.
think it was the beginning of this year. And you know how Facebook or whatever, sometimes you send not a picture, but like a meet, not what is it called,
The
a
I am.
the no the hold on, let me go to my Facebook. You know what I'm talking about, like the videos. Like instead of commenting a video or commenting a
A,
picture.
a gift, like the
Yeah,
GIF.
yeah. We can no longer use gifts in our emails or in our Teams chat, because some of them things might
Or
offend.
inappropriate.
Yeah, it might, even if you ain't trying to offend nobody, you might offend them.
Yeah, because I don't even remember what the email was, but it was nothing. If I had thought it was something that could get her fired, I definitely wouldn't have sent it to her. But they were so strict just because it was not work related, and she was sent it. But I was like, what made her win her case is she never opened it. It was in her inbox, but she never opened it. So I just thought I felt so bad. And then I reached out to, like, I used to work for them too. There was a hospital I used to work at too, and I knew the director. So I'm thinking I'm going to kind of smooth it over and be like, I apologize. It was not my intent, blah, blah, blah. And she going to come back and tell me, well, I'm sure, because she knew where I was working at current. And she was like, I'm sure their policy is the same. So you might want to check it. So I said, shoot, I'm right here trying to smooth things over for her. She might reach out to my darn director and get me gone.
Ah, heck no.
But I just was like, I felt so bad. I would never want anybody to lose their job over something that menial, But yeah, they let her go.
You know what? Let me play this video for y'all real quick, because I just want to give y'all a what do you call it? A preview or
Mhm. Is this for Saturday or
yeah.
for Laverne?
This is for
Not
this,
Saturday, Sunday.
this is for Sunday.
Okay.
Let me find that video real quick. Oh, let's see. Dang. There's so many videos. She got like all kind of, what do you call it, receipts?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd they go? There's so many here. Okay, here it is. All right. So let me hit mute. I'm trying to figure out how to make the video bigger because it was sent to me in a text. 1 second. Okay, I got it. Now I got to click present, share screen. I think this is it. Girl, excuse me, Facebook be doing too much. What? Oh, okay, I see it. I'm sorry, Mel. I don't know where bro went. I think he.
No worries.
Okay, rewind.
I can record
This is good too.
Oh, I can record this. Stop. Y'all wrong as fuck. I can record this. Y'all heard my mother.
Hold on. I am having a time. I am having a time over here. Okay. This is what I'm gonna do for Saturday. For Saturday, I'm gonna download it to my computer.
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't gotta go through all this. But okay, so the person who we are interviewing Sunday is an exclusive interview. This is just one of the video clips of a situation that she's dealing with and has been dealing with for a couple of years. We briefly talked about it, me and Mel, at the beginning of the show. But basically, a lady believes she was wrongly arrested, wrongly incarcerated, and her children was removed from her. They shouldn't have been removed from her. And, she said that she was beat up by the cops. She sent me pictures, bruises all over her body. Like, it does look like she was beat up. And from the sounds of what's going on here, yeah, you might agree. So anyway, let me go ahead and play that. And I'm going to hit mute. Did y'all hear that taser on her daughter?
I couldn't, when you muted, I couldn't hear any sound.
Oh, you can't hear it when I mute? Okay, hold on. Let me unmute, but listen for the taser. Listen for the taser. It's real quick. You hear a zap. Okay, I'm about to hit play.
I can record this. Oh, I can record this. Stop. Y'all wrong as fuck. I can record this. Y'all heard of my mother. And all she was doing is trying to be here first. So you move. You in the way. I can't say anything. Move.
Right there.
I didn't do anything, so you stop. You back up. Leave me alone. Y'all like to do this to black people.
They was tasing her daughter because she's trying to
Y'all like to do
record.
this to black people. I didn't do anything. My hands behind my back. I don't have a weapon. I'm recording. So stop talking to me. Because I'm not talking to you. Why am I under arrest? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I'm not acting like you don't even know the situation, officer. Back in the car. Well, why? Get back in the car. Why are you doing this? What did I do? I want my child. Look how you're acting. I'm not even wanting to. I'm being hands off. I'm being my child. She didn't do anything. Jordan. They hung up your phone. I've been here this whole time. Yep, I know all of it. You, everybody. Why? Why is she under arrest? Why is she under arrest? Why would I get tased? What's your name, sir? What's your name?
I can't believe they tased her daughter.
Medical? I'm here, right here.
Don't step forward.
Leave me alone. Stop talking to me. Shut up. I didn't do anything. Stop talking to me, Officer Beginical. Officer Beginical, I didn't move. Shut up. Stop talking to me. I'm right here. Whole time.
I still can't believe they tased her daughter.
Matter of fact, let me back up a little bit. Officer Beginical, you just mad because you have no reason. You probably do really want to tase me. You have no reason to, though. Because I'm not doing anything. So please get your laser off of me. Why are they calling me Officer Benico?
His name is Officer Benigo. Officer Benigo. Did y'all hear that taser?
Yeah, I heard it.
He was like,
Man,
I think he was threatening her. He was like, just making, setting it off to
Yeah,
try to get her to stop recording her stuff.
yeah.
You can hear her say, "Why you keep trying to tase me? Why you keep trying to tase me?"
Is that what the laser light was about too?
That's what our interview Sunday. That
Okay.
video is regarding our interview that we're gonna do Sunday.
Cause I'm finna say with them putting the light on it, that was them aiming the taser in, right?
Did you see, huh?
When they were beaming the light on her, was that them aiming?
Yeah, did you see that light on the ground?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Why her mother was getting allegedly beaten by the police officers, and you can hear her asking, "Why am I being arrested? Why am I being arrested? I want to go get my son," because her son was in the hospital. She had been in the hospital with her son for days because he was sick, and she had came downstairs to have her daughter replace her because she wanted to go home, change clothes, because you know how it is in NICU.
Yeah.
Even if you're there every day with your kid, they won't feed you. They won't buy you no pop. They won't give you no juice. You better bring your own food. You know what I'm saying? So her daughter was coming up there to sit with her little brother. That's her mom's son. So the daughter was coming to sit with the little brother so her mom could go home, shower, change, grab something to eat. You know, she had been there for days. And when she had got downstairs, they were locked out. And that's when the nurse was telling them, "You can't come back in." They called the police on them. And I'll let her explain everything that led up to that. But just from what I saw, I was just like appalled.
That is shame. Now I will say, I told you my baby was a preemie and I had to deal with the NICU. The NICU where I was, they were not like that. They were really, really good to me over there. So I won't say all of them are like that, but I can.
Yeah, some of them. I mean, I know people who've been in the NICU. My baby, the oldest one, he was real sick all the time when he was younger. Severe asthma. He had seizures. All kind of stuff. Had to have his tonsils taken. He had all kind of things going on when he was younger. But I still remember where they might give you like one ticket a day to eat.
Okay.
But here in Omaha, shit, I don't know when they stopped that. I don't know when they stopped that, and I just be thinking like, if you're in the hospital with your child and you
Right.
just want to be there for your child, like that's your baby, regardless how old they are, if they 1 or 6, you know, because it is, you know, or if they 18, you know what I'm saying? If you're there every day to be there when they wake up or you know whatever, and I don't understand why. I guess it does add up though if they feed in every parent, you know, 3 square meals a day. I guess it does add up, but
But I mean, that's such a critical time. If your child is that sick that they got to be there, I mean, and I don't know.
and the hospital food, I mean, the hospital food, it has gotten better over the years. I don't know about your area, but I can honestly say that the hospital food here from when I was younger, that shit got better. I'm like, they shoot, y'all got master chefs back there or what? But yeah, the food, they got all kind of different things on the menu and you know, but if you got to pay for it every time you up there, if you up there
Yeah,
all day,
it's expensive.
that's a lot of money and it does add up.
Yeah. I
So,
know when I had my daughter, I was able to go home in like, I think they kept me for like 5 days, but she
uh-huh.
had to stay for another couple of weeks. And they told me, they were like, you can stay and we will let you keep the room, but it'll be sort of like a hotel because you're not actually going to be getting patient care or anything. But they were willing to let me keep the room and everything. And I was like, no, because I can come up here every day. So that's what I did. I just would come up every day and stay there and then go home at night. But then the nurses were real good about like, we don't care what time of night it is. If you want to call, that's fine. This, that, and the other. Because it's hard
Mm.
leaving your baby there and stuff. But
It was hard. Shoot, when my baby, every time he was in the hospital, shoot, I mean, shoot, I didn't care if I lose a job. I was just like, shit, I'm already poor. Shoot, I just get on welfare, get on something. Shoot, if I lose my job, get some food stamps. But shoot, I was at the hospital all the time, calling in sick. Well, not sick for me, but you know what I mean. Calling in. But
But
yeah.
luckily, after she got home, she went back in one more time for another stay. But after that, they didn't have to keep her anymore. But yeah, it was. I got lucky because where we were at, those people were like really really good.
Girl, I'm still getting over that. Your daughter is half Jamaican. Like that's like I don't know why I think that's kind of cool.
And I tell her that too. I be telling her dad. Her dad used to be say I was crazy. I'm like, look, tell her a Jamaican bedtime story.
Yeah.
I'm like, and see, I'm the type of person like I was just talking to Tone. I'm all into knowing where you come from. So even though me and her dad are divorced now, once I found his brothers and sisters and stuff on Facebook, I reached out to all of them and like, this your niece. Any information you want to give me about, because my ex-husband, he not really he not a big talker, and you can ask him questions and stuff, but he's not gonna like, I just talk, but you like pulling teeth trying to get because I'm like, what kind of student were you in high school? And this, I be asking questions like that. He just like one of them yes or no one word answer people. But I think it's so cool. So I talked to, like, recently, she had a assignment due that was like an ancestry assignment. And I called he had part of the reason he don't like to talk about stuff, his childhood was not a good one. But anyway, his half brother's mother, her and his dad never got married, but she pretty much helped raise him. So she's in New York. Well, I think she's in Connecticut now. So whenever I want to know anything, I call her. So I called her to get the information for her to do her dad's side because, of course, I know my side and everything, but she gave us a lot of stuff. And I was married to this man for 7 years, and I've known him for 20. And a lot of stuff she was telling me I didn't know anything about because he's not, a big talker. But Yeah, I think that is so cool. I be like, girl, you better represent your West Indian side. And I thought it was,
That's racial.
and I thought it was cool.
I'll be over there trying to learn all they languages, all they recipes. They
And then every time I go back over there, people be like, did you take your daughter? I'm like, hell no, I'm going on vacation. She ain't been over there yet. I was like, when we do a family trip, she can go. But when I go over there, it ain't no family trip. But I thought it was cool that when I did do the Ancestry.com, it showed her the DNA showed that she was of Jamaican descent.
Oh, okay, really?
Yep.
Did it show like her percentage and everything?
Yep. It sure did. So we knew she's, ours is not exactly alike, of course, because half is his and half is hers. But I just thought it was it showed what part of Jamaica her folks were from and everything. And I was like, that is amazing what they can do with technology, because I ain't told them nothing about her being West Indian. But a lot of people don't believe, they don't trust it. They be like, the information don't be accurate. But I'm like,
because people be claiming cultures. Just be claiming cultures. I'm half Indian. I'm half hair nappier than I don't know what. I'm half Indian. I'm Asian American. So I don't know what it is. Like, some people think that it benefits them to pretend that they are actually part of a different race.
But then you gotta look at too, a lot of people, they only think of one type of Indian. It's all different. Not all of them look like Pocahontas, Some of them, are come, because my dad was trying to explain it. He into that big History Channel stuff. He's talking about where they come from and how they all go back to this and then, he loses me sometimes because I don't be trying to get into it that deep. But a lot of people just automatically assume, the good thing, if you got good hair, you got Indian in your family. Every Indian ain't got good hair. It depends on what tribe you from,
Yeah.
So, but I was surprised, when it broke down what parts of Africa I was from, and like, I think I had because it's gonna be some European stuff in there down the line, but less than 1%, not enough that you could even say, oh yeah, my folks are Irish.
And see that, man, I don't know. I want to do the Ancestry.com thing, because a lot of people, like my great grandma, they had it was like 18 kids, but a few of them died. So it was like 16 kids that grew up. And out of those 16 kids begat my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And she only had 5 kids.
Okay.
But my great grandma, they had a lot of kids, and a lot of them stayed down south. Some of them moved up here to Omaha. Some of them moved to like Cali, and some moved to like Chicago.
Okay.
But a majority of those children, they stayed down south, and they all remained like in the Tennessee area, Memphis.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with us growing up in Omaha, we never really got down to Memphis too much when we were younger.
Right.
And they really never got up here too much, at least not like the younger people, especially not around my age. It was like the old heads, like my grandma's sisters, brothers, they might travel back and forth to see each other. But like the younger generations, they didn't really travel back and forth, and we didn't really travel back and forth down there. So it's like you was mentioning earlier, you don't want it to go, like, you don't want your children to grow up and be not able to explain to their children where they come from.
Right. And see,
that's why I want to do the ancestry thing, because it's like our family down there in Memphis, they don't want to ever leave down there.
Right.
Like, we can have reunions every year, but they always got to be down there.
So they don't even want to come up there for a reunion?
Nope. And what we had did, okay, so let me explain. And I'm gonna need to give me another drink. But let me explain. When I was growing up, I never been down south. Never knew really all my family members down. I knew like my great grandma, some of my great aunts, but I really never knew any of them. And when I say my great grandma had 18 kids, you know how many kids that can beget, and then the kids, that's like and they're all like mainly down in Memphis. So we have a lot of family in Memphis.
That's
And
like I was
so,
telling Tom, you know, I was telling him on my dad's side, I got 45 first cousins.
exactly. And so, being that I never experienced a real like family reunion, we might have like get-togethers here in Omaha. Oh, we gonna all get together at this park. You know, everybody come. You know, but we never really had a big reunion that involved everybody.
Like them Tyler Perry ones.
Right. And so me and my cousin Tiffany, we had together, like this was before my mom had died, and we had got together. And I mean, when I say we slayed and we worked day and night, child, calling everybody, who your mama, who your daddy, who your kid, what's their number, what's their address. I mean, it took us like a year to get as much information as we can on all our relatives and be able to have addresses and phone numbers. And we got a large family. Okay. And so we was like, okay, we're going to do a reunion. And I figured the first reunion should definitely be down south, you know, where we come from. But then after that, I'm like, can we do like a reunion every few years where the other family members live? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the people down south feel like, because I've seen this done. I know families who they will pick a different city every year.
Yeah, my best friend, her family does. They've gone all over the United States.
They be all over. We're going to be in Vegas. We're going to be in Chicago. We're going to be in Atlanta. You know, because it not only allows the family in that area to not have to travel and pay for expenses and hotels and stuff, but it allows them to show you where they move, show you their sites and take you, you know what I mean? And so that's what I think.
I don't know why I'm surprised, because old Southern Black people don't like to travel. So while I'm saying, really, I ain't never been to a reunion outside of Alabama. My family didn't go.
I do understand. But it's like the main people in our family is in Memphis, but we have so many that's also in Omaha, like from just my grandma and my grandma's sister. But you know what? It's a shitload of us up here, and so I figure like I guess I got the idea from friends, because I have friends who do that. Everybody in a different city, they host a reunion, like where we live.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a great idea. That way people get to travel, you know, especially the people who like to travel. You get to travel, and then the people who don't live in a certain spot, they ain't gotta pay to travel every time it's a reunion. Like we always gotta pay to travel.
I'm surprised the younger ones weren't more open to it. I can see the older ones, but then too, I guess they thinking.
But the thing is, if you're dealing with the older ones, who they children? I mean, most even children who are grown, they might still listen to their mom. I ain't going on that.
You know what? I can't say nothing, because you know, it was sad. We just had a family reunion here last May. It was in Alabama. Out of my set of, because what it was my grandmother and all of her siblings.
I'm about to go give me a refill.
Okay. It was my grandmother and all her siblings. Now a lot of the siblings were up in Ohio, like I was saying. But then a lot of them was right here. Then, you know, out of our side, and my grandma had 11 kids. It went but maybe three or four of us there, and it was right here in Alabama. So I was like, you know what? That's a shame. You didn't even have to go out of town. You didn't have to get no hotel, nothing. And they still didn't come. So people don't be wanting to participate. And I don't get that, because I be like, I want to know who my folks is. But I just thought that was so, I was kind of embarrassed. I'm like, ain't nobody else coming, because the way you knew who was there was based on the color of your shirt. So everybody from the King side had orange shirts. It was me, my brother, and my daughter. I think I had an uncle, and one of my cousins came down from Ohio, and that was it. And it was a thump of us, so it wasn't no reason why it shouldn't have been about 50 or 60 of us there. And it wasn't even really that expensive, especially if you lived here. Like I think it was
With our family, when we had ours down south, we called it the big North South reunion because we literally are a huge family. It's just that, you know.
But I was just embarrassed that the ones that live here didn't even come. They was right here.
Ours came, but there were just a few. I mean, I guess mainly most of the ones that live down there, they did come, but it was a few who, you know, everybody has like hard times. We all do, right? So there was some who was like, I can't come. And then there was some who, like, I'm over the reunion, right? It's me and like 4 other people, right? But since me and my cousin started it, we have to be over it, right?
Right.
So, and then it's like 4 people because we chose like one person from each state where we have a lot of people. We chose like other people, you know, to help. But so mainly a lot of them, since that's where we really, a lot of us live in Memphis, a lot of them did show up, but it was some who was like, I mean, I was walking around doing stuff and people hit me up, cousin Ty, cousin son, such and such really want to come, but they can't, you know, they ain't got no, if you don't tell them to bring their asses on. I don't know how many times somebody tapped me on and said, such. I'm like, it's okay. I mean, it's more than enough for everybody. It's more food, drinks. I mean, we had bouncies, we had all kind of things. DJ, I mean, just tell them to shut
up. People just don't want to do right. They don't be want to cooperate.
Yeah, but it's like, just like, come on. I mean, but and it was wonderful. It was beautiful. I loved it. When I say I loved it, I loved it so much. Even though I didn't know everybody, like we have been working on a reunion for so long, so I knew like on paper who people were.
But you finally got to put a face with the...
Yeah, and then we created a Facebook group for our family.
We did too.
So we was adding people, and you know how you post it. If you know such and such, or you know people who are family, make sure you add them to the Facebook group. I mean, it was adding people every day. So I'm like, oh my God. So once we got down there, they're like, cousin Tanya. I'm like, oh my God. It's so like happy to see people.
Well,
that's your family. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. Everybody should know everybody. Everybody should have reunions at least, I don't know, I say every 3 to 5 years at least.
Yeah, because people pass away so fast. Yeah. And then people have kids and you know, even with my dad, you know, I say he had you know, he had to remind me sometimes because I'll be asking him stuff about his brothers and sisters because he's like number 8, I believe, out of 11. And his oldest brother, I think, is 80, and my dad's like 69. So he was like, you gotta think about it. We weren't like the Brady Bunch with all us in the house at one time. The way the kids were spaced out, it was like this set of kids, and then someone was grown and had went on to start their own family, so you didn't really get to know them. So he was like, my older brothers and stuff didn't feel like brothers because they was like grown when I was born, some of them. So I was like, yeah, I guess I didn't think about it like that because I be picturing just 12 people in the house.
I just be picturing like, I don't know. Like I said, I got friends who have families like they so close. I ain't saying that my family is like we all like, you know, because we like to get together, we like to fix it, we like to party, you know, we like that. But when it comes to everybody around the world, at least around the United States, like I think you should get together more often because hey, my generation, then my mama's generation, then her mama's, a lot of them has already died. My great grandparents, my great uncles.
Right. So you don't even have
not that many left.
Right. And see, I feel like that too. I was disappointed last year. Last year, the twins turned 40, and I wanted to do a party for them. I invited, and this ain't even people out of state. I got first, like my dad's brothers and sisters. A lot of them, their kids is right here. Like I mean, within 30 minutes to an hour and a half away. Yeah. I sent out invitations. I told them it was free. You don't have to bring a gift. I just want you to show up. I was so disappointed because now I wanted that party to be nice. So I spent like, maybe $3 or $4 grand trying to get everything. And, I rented out a place. And when I tell you.
What was that party for again?
It was for my the twins had turned 40 last year.
Okay.
And because we hadn't done anything for them, like for their birthday since they were kids, I'm like, I want to surprise them for the party.
Mhm.
And I started early, like sending out Facebook notices and calling people, texting people. And I just got so disappointed because I'm like, it's no reason why this place should not be packed.
Right.
Most of the people that came were my personal friends, like friends that knew I was doing this and was trying to come to support. I had friends that came from Atlanta, Tennessee, other place, Birmingham. The people, my relatives that live right here, I'm gonna say maybe 5 outside of my immediate family came.
Oh Lord. Ooh, child, you spent all that money. Oh my God. But what about the twins? They didn't have no friends?
No.
Oh.
The twins, one of my twin brothers he's bipolar and schizophrenic now.
Okay.
So he's been like that since he was 18. The other one, when they were born, the second one, he went like maybe 30 seconds to almost a minute without oxygen. So he had some, he has a learning disability. So in school,
so they probably don't have a lot of friends, but you expected a lot of family.
I expected family.
Yeah.
I'm a family person. So it's like every time somebody has something around here, I don't care if it's a baby shower, whatever, I'm going to show my face if nothing else.
I am too, unless you don't ever come to my share. And I'm
I still do that because that's just who I am. And like if I throw anything, I'll never ask nobody for no money. I said if I'm gonna have it, I'm gonna pay for it. Just show up. That's what kills me. You can't get people to just show up. I even put on the thing, free liquor. If that can't get folks out.
Free food and free liquor, and y'all still show up. Like, what the hell?
I was so disappointed. But
I know you were. Hey, I done threw parties before and nobody really showed up. So hey, I done been there, done that.
And like back in 2016, my dad, he finally my dad's a nurse, but he had gotten his master's and he had always wanted to get his doctorate. So he got his doctorate in nursing in 2016. And I wanted to throw him a celebration. Again, rented out a banquet hall, invited everybody, nobody had to pay. Now I will say, out of his brothers and sisters, I want to say about 4 of them came, and I think 3 of my mom's siblings came, and then some of the kids came. So it was a decent crowd, but for what it should have been for an occasion like that.
For how many family members you have.
Huge ass family. And then what kills me, if nothing else, RSVP me so I can know how much food I need to get. Don't let me order all this food thinking you come and you don't show up. And that's why family reunions don't happen, because people like me who be wanting to do that, we get burnt out and discouraged because of that. And it's just
a lot of work. And picture this. Planning a family reunion is a lot of work, but picture this. I live in Omaha, and the majority of my family is in Memphis, and that's when we have the reunion. So picture this. I'm in Omaha, and I'm planning a reunion for down in Memphis. I don't know shit about Memphis.
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't know who the DJs are. I don't know nothing about nothing.
You know what? In my mind, I'm thinking you were saying that they came to y'all for this particular
one.
Oh, okay.
We had bouncy houses. We had, when I say our reunion was off the chain.
And you ain't even from there.
And I'm not even from there.
See that? Yeah.
Like, it was a lot of work because I'm like, oh my God, where should we have it? What's park? And I'm trying to hit up all these relatives down there. What place do you think you suggest? Well, I don't know. What hotels do you suggest? Well, I don't know, man. I'm like,
there ain't no help.
Yeah, like if somebody was to hit me up from out of town and say, Tanya, what hotel do you recommend if I'm coming for
you gonna have all that?
I'm gonna be able to bring you down. Okay, check out the one downtown. Check out the one on 72nd Street. There's a nice one on 80th. I'm like,
yeah.
It was hard, but we managed to do it. But after we did it, I was like, okay, well, can we have a reunion like every other year in different places? And nobody was really down. No, not everybody. Some people was down with that. Like, because we was going to do Chicago, Omaha, Memphis.
But was it a financial reason they didn't want to?
No, it's just that people,
Because I know,
some people just don't want to travel from. They don't want to go out their norm.
Well, I know for like the one we had down here, even though it was here and they didn't have to get nowhere to stay, people with like 5 kids, they were wanting like it wasn't like per family, it was per person. So if people was like, well, I gotta pay for each one of the kids. I'm like, well, if they don't,
Yeah, like how was ours?
So, and then
Ours
it
was
was like, then it got to be, well, that's too expensive. And I'm like, but they can't do it for free, y'all. You know.
Ours was like, damn, what was ours? I think ours was $40 per adult.
And so that was
$20 for each kid.
That was reasonable.
That was reasonable. I think it was $40 per adult and $20 for each kid. Yeah. Because if it was a household, and then after, I think we only went up to 5. And then after, if you had more than 5 kids, we didn't charge you.
Okay.
So it was really reasonable. I mean, it was really reasonable. But I mean, with our shopping and stuff that we did, we had like, man, we shopped like old ladies. We had coupons. We shopped at Sam's. We made sure people had Sam's cards. I mean, we did good. We did good. And then a lot of people just brought their own food and they just came with ribs and they just came with, you know what I'm saying? So people was also contributing like, I'm gonna make some cakes, I'm gonna do this, so if everybody participate.
And you know the other thing that kills me, like you were saying before, you know, when the people who don't want to do the work, you have people who's willing to do the work. Then you have family members like, well, you know, I don't trust her with the money. You know, she got a reputation of doing this. I'm like, well, somebody got to do it. And
well,
so,
you know what we did when it came to the money? This is what we did. It was 1, 2, I think it was 4 of us. Me from Omaha, one of my cousins from Texas, one of my cousins from Memphis, and one of my cousins from Mississippi. So it was 4 of us. And I opened up an account. Okay. Made it family reunion, whatever our family reunion name was. I had the bank send them all cards and all checkbooks. Okay. But you can only get out money if you use the debit card, and you had to be if you use a check, and it had to be 2 signatures. Okay. So basically, we didn't purchase anything until we got down there. Gotcha. And it was like multiple of us. We would go like, "Hey, you woke? Let's go to Sam's. We about to go. We write checks." But see, you got to be like that. You got to you got to have trustworthy people. And what I did, because I didn't know all my family in Memphis, what I did was I asked around. Who would you trust with your bank account? Who would you trust with your money? Oh, cousin such and such definitely cousin such and such.
We wouldn't even get that far.
And it worked out awesome. We had no issues. Nobody talking about where the money went, why we didn't have enough for this, why it was perfect. And that's one thing I can say. It was perfect, as perfect as it could be, planning a reunion thousands of miles away to a place you've never been.
My cousin in Ohio, well, he's from Ohio, but I think he lives in Savannah now. He was the one that kind of spearheaded everything, but like you were saying, he didn't live here, so he had to kind of rely on people here to help him get stuff together. But the people that were willing to help him, one in particular, so you know, they would kind of like spread the word. So what I started doing on the Facebook page, I would do like little trivia games. And I would say, you know, everybody shout out where you live, who stuff to get to know each other before the
we did stuff like that too, in our Facebook group.
People didn't want to participate. Yeah. So then when it got closer to the deadline for to pay the money, my cousin reached out to me and he was like, would you mind kind of reaching out to the family? So I did a video and I inboxed and text messaged the video with all the information. I told people, look, don't send your money to me, but I want to remind you the deadline is coming up. Please reach out. And he was so appreciative because, like I said, I'm one of them people, I know everybody. So I individually sent it out. It wasn't no group. Like I sent it. And And even with that, people was getting back. Well, they say, so and so doing it, and I don't. I'm like, look.
Well, no, I'm not gonna say people weren't hesitant. Let me say, people were hesitant because people were like, Tanya, who?
Right.
Now they knew my cousin Tiffany. They knew my cousin Tiffany real well because we were like the ones who got it jumping. Because the reason why they knew my cousin Tiffany real well because her grandma, which is my grandma's sister, she went back and forth to Memphis like 3, 4, 5 times a year.
Right.
And she would always take my cousin Tiffany, which she had custody of, all the time. So my cousin Tiffany knew everybody down south. So that's why me and her working together was great because of that.
Well, honey, they would have trusted somebody they didn't know better than they trusted the one they did know. Because that's why they ain't fooled with.
Well, people were still hesitant because they was like, Tanya. And then when they found out who my mom was, that's her daughter. That's Dot's granddaughter. And then like even like closer to the day when we had like deadlines, like most reunions, you have a deadline. And some people had paid and they even bought their t-shirts and all that kind of shit. I had somebody up here in Omaha making the t-shirts, but some of the people who was hesitant, they were basically waiting to see who else was going or how many other people. And when they realized like all these people were going, I mean, like I said, we had a huge turnout. We had a nice turnout, but a lot of people were still hesitant because they like, for one, we ain't never did this because it was always us in Omaha doing something together, them down there doing something together. You know what I mean? We never did it all together.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all turned out to be successful because I want to say it wasn't. I would say this: it wasn't as successful as it could have been because what happened when they found out certain ones weren't fooling with it, then like
they didn't want to go. Right.
Yeah, like, I knew my dad and them weren't going because my dad's health is not the best right now, and he ain't never been one for doing stuff like that anyway. So he ain't one that look at. Then they asked for his auntie coming, my dad's 2 sisters. When neither one of them coming, well, everybody else like they ain't going. I said, well, I'm gonna be there. What about me?
Man, we was like advertising like one thing. If you my Facebook friend or something like that, which you are, so I advertise. Right. And that's the same thing I did with the reunion. I was advertising, tag whoever ain't in this Facebook group, tag whoever. I mean, send this person. People was hitting me up. Could you send me another not application, but another registration? Because I want to give one to my my brothers, and like people was hitting me up, giving me all kind of phone numbers, addresses.
So are y'all gonna attempt to try it again? Even though they said they didn't want to travel, are y'all still gonna try to do it?
I don't know because last year my cousin Tiffany, who helped me get it jumping, she went to Memphis because somebody had passed away in our family, and she said, "Cousin, they down here talking about when y'all gonna throw another reunion? When y'all gonna throw another?" I said, "What?" I said, "Can we have it up in here in Omaha?" She said, Tanya said, "Can you have it up?" They said, "No, we gonna have it in Memphis. Why don't we have it up?"
But they don't.
I'm like, so then you know what I said? You know what I said? Well, y'all can do it yourself.
Right.
Because as much as I love family, it's already a lot of work to do a family reunion. Especially when you have like 500, 600, 800 family members. I mean, it's hard. But then I live in Omaha. We from down there. And y'all don't want to go to any of the other areas where people done sprouted and moved to. So it always got to be down there, but don't nobody down there want to take it over.
Right. And that's the thing.
You know how hard that is to like.
Okay.
It's hard. Okay, let's say you're trying to find a job or find an apartment out of town and take that times 10. Like you trying to plan a family reunion in a whole city that you've never been. All I heard about Memphis was Beale Street.
That was a big undertaking, and that was an accomplishment.
It was an accomplishment because I'm telling you, the end work was I'm telling you, it was
I
everything.
bet you were
I was
exhausted.
proud of myself. Me and my cousins, we was high-fiving each other, dap. You know, we was like, man, we did this shit. We planned a whole reunion thousands of miles away. Like what? And I mean, it was fun. We had so much food and drinks, and I mean, it was just the love in the air, the family. Just it was amazing. But it's still hard.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. And then even though y'all had the accounts, I'm sure it still got to be expensive as far as like the travel.
What we did with our account is what we did with the account. Basically, we had to come out of our own pocket when it came to the end, and other people came out of their pocket because literally, like I said, it was 4 people on there, so we had to have multiple signatures on checks. So it wasn't nobody doing anything wrong. But it was just so much stuff that needed to be done. And we ended up at the end, like I went in my pocket, some of my other cousins went in their pocket, some of my uncles went in their pocket. So basically, after the reunion was over, we closed the account. There was nothing in there.
But you know, that in itself, the footwork is exhausting. Trying to get it together. I mean, yeah, it's rewarding, but for that to fall on y'all to be y'all responsibility every time you do it, that's not fair.
And see, it wasn't even our responsibility in the first place. We only did it because nobody else, like, I was like, come on now, I'm approaching 40, what? And we ain't never had a real, like, reunion involving everybody all over the United States. Like, and our parents ain't doing it. Our grandparents ain't doing it. We got people dying every year. The old heads.
That's the thing.
You know,
the only time I would see my family is when somebody died. I got sick of it.
Exactly. Like the matriarchs and patriarchs, they're up in their 80s and it's like, come on now, we ain't had no big family reunion. Like a lot of people here don't know y'all down there. So I said we had to do it.
And you know what's crazy? Like I told you, I did my brother and their birthday was May the 2nd. So I did their birthday party like April the 30th. 2 weeks later, one of my cousins that's like a couple of years younger than me, she died. She had a blood clot after a knee surgery, and it ended up killing her. So when I get to the funeral, it's like 2 weeks later, and I see everybody there, the same people that I didn't try to come out for a joyous occasion.
For real? They all was at the funeral. See?
Yeah, and you know me well. You may not know me, but I don't hold my tongue. I'm like, what? See, this what I'm talking about. I get tired of having to see y'all when people die. Why y'all went at the party last week? And everybody had an excuse. Because none of the people that were there came to the party except for one aunt. But, I mean, it's a shame you want to get together for something joyous.
And then, you know what happens when you're at a funeral? They say, please make this not the only time we hook up. Please keep in contact. It's
like, you don't want to be bitter, but at the same time, you bitter because you know how it's gonna turn out, and that's why folks don't want to participate because they already know how it's gonna go.
It's like, but you know, I have to blame myself on that too because I done been to funerals and I'll be like, "Well, I'm gonna call you. We're gonna keep in touch." It's like you want to blame it on life. You want to blame it on work. You want to blame it on your kids. You want to blame it on this. You want to blame it on that. But there's really no excuse why a lot of the families, including mine, are not as close knit and tight as they were back in the day.
Well, I don't know how to. Well, I will say this. You know, my grandmother died when I was 8. My grandfather died when I was 14, but he was in prison when he died anyway. And it's like once the matriarch died off, they stopped getting together, you know, because
and that's what happened with us. That's what happened with us.
Yeah, we grew up next door to my grandparents. Once my grandma died, all of the people coming over for Thanksgiving and Christmas and 4th of July, all of that stopped. And we were still within 30 minutes to an hour of each other, but I guess the memories, you know, coming back and getting together just reminded them of that my grandma wasn't here. And I don't know.
Well, you know, with mine, and we about to wrap this up in a minute because we on 3:23. But with mine, it was like once my mom passed, and before that, my great grandma, my grandpa, my you know, uncle, it was, you know, a lot of people. But once she passed, I was like, oh no, it ain't, at least not within my family, my original, you know what I mean, like my mom and dad, you know, within this right here,
Yeah.
Oh, we gonna do the holidays. We gonna do so my sons, my brothers, my nephews, my nieces, my house is what my mama house used to be.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
They did. They
When it comes
tried.
to the cooking, when it comes to the baking, when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, it's my brothers, hey, they know every holiday we can go with Tanya's, you know, we can bring our kids over there because, you know, it's like, I hate that happens. Like the matriarchs and patriarchs pass on and nobody gets together. I hate it because I am a very family oriented person.
I am too. Family is all I say all the time. Family is all I got.
Yep. And
But
if you ain't got family, I'm like, if you can't depend on family, I'm like, damn. But you know what? Let's keep in mind there are some people who weren't born in, but they still, they sometimes may be more dependable and reliable. You know the people you say you my family, we ain't blood, but you my sister, you my brother.
like I told you, when I did that birthday party, all of my friends was there more than my family was there.
Yeah.
And they ain't blood related, and they came from our state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it be sometimes. And you know, it's like, hey, accept the people. Sometimes you just gotta accept people how they are, and then you always gotta remember you can always love them from a distance.
Yeah, I try to stay positive about stuff, you know, and not get discouraged. But you know, sometimes you just be like, fuck it.
Well, maybe next time if you try to do something like big or something, try to hit the main people who are associated with a lot of people. That's one thing that kind of helps.
There's me, and period.
You said who? What?
There's me, period. I'm
I'm about to say no because when I did our family reunion, I hit up like the people I would ask people who knows everybody, who knows this person, who can contact everybody. We got the people to get the people. You know what I mean? Because literally, I don't know when I say, it might sound messed up, but when I say out of 18 children that my great grandma had, only 2 of them moved to Omaha and had families. All the rest of them, besides like one in Chicago and one in California, all the rest of them stayed down south in Memphis. So we have a shitload of family down there. And I didn't know none of them. So once my mom was when I found out she was sick with cancer and stuff like that, I talked to her about it. I said, Mom, this is something that I really, really want to do. Before, I didn't know she was going to pass, she was going to make it, or, you know what I mean? But this is something I really, really want to do. And she was down with it and everything. And she was happy. She was excited. But then once we realized what it was going to be, with her health, she was like, Tanya, I think you should just refund me all my money. Because she had paid her registration fees and she paid the registration fees for a few of her grandkids. My brother's kids. So she's like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make the trip. So I refunded her back all her money, and I just knew at that point she wasn't even gonna be here when we did the reunion, so she passed away before the reunion. But one of the main reasons I did it was because of her.
Right.
And I was like, dang, I really want to continue this on, but I don't want to continue it on planning it, and I'm here in Omaha, and we got people down there in Memphis. And if that's where y'all want to have it all the time, the people in Memphis, then I feel like y'all need to step up and get y'all a committee, and y'all throw the reunion every year. If y'all don't want to go out of state.
Yeah, but that's what I'm gonna say. Are they close? Are the ones that are in Memphis close to each other?
No, I mean, you said, are they what?
Are they a close knit group? The ones that are in Memphis?
Yeah, I mean they like it's
well,
they cool. They close knit. They cool. But as far as I know, because I'm not down there. But as far as I know,
see, that's my thing. We're right here together, and we're not as close knit as we should be. So.
But I have family members too who live right here where I am, and I'm not close knit with them. And some of them family members is family members you don't want to be close knit to. I'm gonna just keep
I get it.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. If you gotta invite somebody to your house, you gotta hide your person, hide your kids, and hide your keys, hide your dog.
Yeah.
over, or you gotta figure out who try to fight when they get drunk, or you gotta. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like that episode of Martin when his cousin now would come in. Remember the one who thought he was Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
And like, look, Junior, let me see your hands now. I don't need you to be.
No, well, that's serious though. Like that's serious though. Some people,
That's real.
I'm like, I'll see you in the streets because you won't be at my house. So
Right.
I'm gonna just keep it all the way a buck. Like I said, you have to learn how to appreciate the fact that it's okay to love somebody from a distance.
But can you imagine Ace being your age now in another 40-some years and not knowing his people down in Memphis or where he come from?
And that's the whole reason why I wanted to do that. My plan was to have a reunion every 2 years.
Yeah.
But then the Rona hit.
Right. That messed up a lot.
So that messed up a lot. So then when people started traveling again, like last year when people really started traveling again, and one of my cousins went down there and she called me. She called me from their crib. She was like, man, they over here talking about when your cousin gonna throw another reunion. Because it was bomb. It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, y'all don't understand how hard it is throwing a reunion when you live like nowhere near there. It's like it was a lot. It took us like over a year to just even contact most of the people that we think is family. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's like
you still got everybody's information, even though that's been years. Because
and put it in a, you know, I like I said, I do the ancestry thing, so I got everybody's information and the thing.
Oh, I have my shit saved in my email.
If anything happened to me, Naya can go in and see, you know, all that. She may not know the people because she's so funny. She took me now. Everybody we meet, she be like, Mom, is that a cousin? And I'm like, nah, baby, we're not Kennedy.
No, what I did when I was doing the reunion, every time I would update like the Excel spreadsheet, you know, adding people names, children, whatever.
Okay.
I always emailed the newest copy to myself.
Okay.
Just in case my computer crashed. Because I say it was hundreds. I was up to like 400 something. And that was just 400 people had a household.
Oh, Lord.
That wasn't adding all their kids.
They're descendants.
You know what I'm saying? It got a lot of family.
Yeah. Yeah. But I just think it's so important, but everybody don't you know, not gonna value.
Everybody don't see it that way, but
yeah.
I don't know. But anywho, bro had popped up on the screen a couple times. I don't know if he wanted to chime in or whatnot, but I'm about to wrap it up unless he got something else to add before we.
Yeah, because look, I didn't work yesterday. I just couldn't make myself get up and get motivated yesterday, so now I got to work tomorrow. So I need to take my to bed.
Well, I'm off tomorrow. Did y'all see the final touches of the cake I made?
I did. I was saying you did that.
Oh, you did? You saw
it? Yeah. Before you put it up, I saw it.
Yeah, I had put it up and put it in the cake box and threw it in the fridge.
Mm-hmm. The cup, I got the cupcakes, the cake, everything. Yeah.
I am really just a freestyle cake artist. I just go.
See, that's how I feel it.
Somebody give me a theme or something like that, and I just go with it. Yeah, I hope you like it. It's all, you know, when it comes to little kids, they ain't into all that kind of stuff. So I just hope his mom like it because, you know, his mom, he always tell me, like for the baby shower, she wanted this theme. For his first birthday, she wanted that theme. And for this second birthday, she wanted that theme. So, you know, it's mainly for her, really.
Yeah. Because, when Naya turned a year, we were still down in South Florida, and my family wasn't there or anything. And her who ended up being her godmother, the lady who ended up keeping her for me when I went back to work, she was like, "Are you gonna do a birthday party?" I'm like, "She don't even know she won. Why would I do it?" She was like, "We doing a party." So, honey, she made me do a first birthday party. But I'm like, "No, you don't know nothing about being a birthday."
When I tell you my son, y'all probably saw Cam. He was in the camera a little earlier, but that's the youngest one. But they will tell you, ever since the first birthday for the first one, the first birthday for the second one, I would go all out every birthday. I'm talking about We renting out halls, we renting out water parks, we renting out. I mean, every year it was something different, and I did it up until they were like 18. And then 18 was, of course, graduation. Then 21 was, of course, you got to celebrate 21. But then after that, I ain't celebrated after that. Now, Cam, he just turned 22. So I'm like, Idris, when he turned 25, it was a big deal. Cameron, when he turned 25. But after that, it's like, okay, 30, 40, 50. You know what I'm saying? But when I was younger, we didn't really celebrate birthdays like that. We weren't Jehovah's Witnesses. We were just not that well off all the time.
Right.
We might have a little cake and ice cream, and that's about it.
And see, that's the most nice. Naya had that little first birthday party that we did, a little pool party. She hasn't had a party since then. I was gonna do one for 13, but I fooled around and let time creep up on me. So she still hasn't had. But I told her, I said, when you turn one of these birthdays, I'm gonna go all out and do it big. But I've always kept it small, like a sleepover. I never do parties.
Yeah, we did sleepover. We did sleepovers a few times too. I did them a few times too. But mainly it was just like water parks, bouncy houses parks, skate parks, laser. It was something different every year.
And see, the other thing was we didn't we just moved back close to, we were in Birmingham, which is about 2 hours away, but ain't nobody coming out of their way to come, except like my immediate family, my parents and my 3 brothers. And then we lived in an all-white community, and she went to private school. I really wasn't sure whether those people were going to support it. And my biggest thing was I didn't want to throw a party and nobody come and she'd be disappointed.
Right.
So that's why I didn't really push the issue. She had a couple of friends that I knew would meet us at like the bounce place or the skating rink. But I didn't want to go all out for her to be disappointed. But I was so surprised when we got ready to move from there to here. They threw her a going away party. She has had one party. They threw her a going away party, and it was a pool party. And practically everybody from her class came.
Oh,
and I was so happy because that was my thing. I just didn't want her feelings to get hurt if people didn't bring their kids because, she's the only black child in the class. Right. And people be nice at school, but, you don't know what's going to happen outside of school.
You sure don't know, because one thing about my sons was one of their best friends from the neighborhood was a little white boy, and he was so cute. He was so adorable. Like, that little boy, I love me that little boy. He was so cute, and he was so respectful and nice. And I was like, once they moved away from that neighborhood, they kept in contact with him a little bit, but then they grew up and they started going to high school. So we haven't seen him in a long time. But the thing about it was his family, like, how when it comes to different races, and sometimes you really, really feel like they welcome you or your children. And then sometimes you feel like, I don't know about them. You keep an eye on them. It was like one of those families where you definitely tell, like, they gonna protect your child. They love your child. Like, and you don't get a lot of that because a lot of people, they don't feel like they should have their kids over certain type of people houses. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm guilty. I'm kind of guilty of that with mine, but it don't matter what color it is, depending on what type of people you are. Yeah,
it depends. And see, the thing with the way I grew up, my mom was like, "Oh, well, they probably racist. That's I think it's something to do with the older generation. Like, you gotta watch out for them. Them white people. She was always like that. I'm like, Mom, why do you always think like that?
Yep, I know that. Well, I'm in the South, so
it's that Southern mentality, right? And see, I get it. So don't get me wrong, I get it because I know what a lot of us went through.
Yeah, but
from Africa on over here to the Southern stuff, all the way up to Jim Crow.
To your story Sunday night.
Yeah, so I get it, I understand, but I'll be like, Mom, everybody ain't like that. I used to tell her when she was alive, everybody ain't like that, Mom. Like,
I don't believe that everybody is cookie cutter because there's plenty of people in my own ethnicity that I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them. So I judge everybody on a case by case basis. But you don't have access. Yeah, but you don't always have access to people to know you know, yeah, y'all friends at school, but I don't know nothing about them folks.
And
So
that's
I'm
one
kind
of
of
those parents who I would call. I would come over to your crib. I walk through your house. I remember one time my son was invited to a party, and I was like, "Can I please come over to your house and inspect?" She was like, "Sure, girl, you just like me." That lady was so happy for me to come over. She said, "Oh my God, ask my child." He be so ashamed of me and embarrassed. Because like I'd be like, who your daddy, who your mama? I'm coming over to the house, you know. And she let me walk through the whole house and show me where the party was gonna be, show me where the girls was gonna be, show me where the boys gonna be. And I was like, okay, I feel okay about this. I'll let my
I'm like that too. Because my daughter, she learned the hard way. When we moved out here, she had met a little girl on the bus. We live in the same apartment complex. They live around the corner. She come home to me, so Faith gonna come over after school. I said, no, she not. I ain't met Faith's parents yet. I said, after I meet her parents, then maybe she can come over. But she
exactly. You gotta meet them.
Right. And she was so embarrassed. I'm like, I don't care.
You can't just let anybody come to your house.
Right. I don't know who she come from. Because we got the same address, the same apartment don't mean nothing.
Shoes. Just because we got the same color on the backside, don't mean nope.
Look, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let you go. But she told me last week, and it caught me off guard. She said, "Well, Mom, I found out one of the people in my class today is a transgender. What did she say? Satanic transgender?
What?
I said, no, hold on. I said, how did you find this out? What conversation even led to you finding this out? And she was like, well, I overheard I think it's a her that went to him talking to somebody else. He said, but they seem pretty, look, she's somebody, but they seem pretty nice. I said, the devil will seem nice. I said, it's one thing for you to say you're an atheist and that you don't believe in God. But to say you worship the devil is a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother story.
I
said, we might not go to church every god doggone day, but I was raised in the church already god doggone day. And we believe in God over here.
Look, they told me I was so bad. I called, I got home with some of my friends, and I was like, man, I went to school with some heathens, but we ain't never had nobody that said they worship the devil.
I ain't never had no friends either like that. And if they ever tell me deuces, I ain't got shit to do with you.
I told her, I said, look, don't be around it. I'm not trying to be ugly, but I said people's spirits will get, and people be nice and come at you. I said, stay away. Away. Be nice or be cordial if you have to, but stay away because we ain't be
respectful. Just because, be respectful, but you ain't gotta hang out with them. You ain't gotta.
Not even in class. I told her, I said, them people believe in spells and chants and all that stuff. So I'm like, So she just was looking at me like I was like, I am serious. I said, we're gonna start praying over you even harder because we always do it.
Just throw a whole bunch of holy water on her as soon as she hit the door.
Look, we do a daily affirmation
and everything. We gonna be chanting.
She does a daily affirmation every morning with me and my two best friends because we do Marco Polo. And we just, it's not nothing real. No, it's just thank you, Jesus, for letting us live to another day. Today is going to be a marvelous Monday, a terrific Tuesday. I said, we're going to have to extend that affirmation and pray over you because I don't like the thought of you being in class with some darn satanic folks. At 13. I'm just like, oh my God. But anyway, yeah.
Well, that's just like how the races pass down. They, same way. But yes, I enjoyed you guys tonight. Thank you so much, Mel. I always enjoy you coming through and sliding.
I enjoy y'all too. I don't get to talk to people grown people that much since I work from home. So
I know.
It's always nice.
We're cutting up sometimes, but sometimes, we do be having some very intellectual conversations.
Look, did you see my shack? You see, I got my shack, right?
Yo, what?
You didn't see? I tagged you on my video.
Oh, you said shack? I thought you said check. I'm like, huh?
No, baby, I got. Let me see.
Hold on, you just tagged me today.
This was last week. But hold on. Let me see if I can turn the phone around without splashing it on myself. But Look
Oh
at
my God! Oh, where's Sislo?
it.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to show her this.
Girl,
Girl,
when my baby came home from school,
champagne. Where's champagne?
when my baby came home from school, I had it standing right in front of the door. So when
Is
she,
champagne sleep?
No, she right here.
Did y'all see? She loves Shaq so much. She has a full figure poster of him, like a full figure. Hold up.
Girl, yeah. And Naya walked through the door. She was like, Mom, where did you get this? She was like, did you steal this?
Oh wow.
I was like, nah, girl. You just if you eat your vegetables and say your prayers and wash your hands, you get good things in life will happen to you.
Melissa, let me
Well, I
tell
had a
you.
whole cutout of Michael Jackson.
Did you,
Let
girl?
you
every
but the
time-
kind that stand up by itself, like
Yeah. My
oh,
dad used to get a bunch of promotional stuff like that.
And that's what it
Yeah,
was.
2 of those.
That's what it was.
You know
I
what?
was going to Staples to look for some office furniture, and I go in there all the time to get printer ink and stuff. And they always had them. And whenever we go, I make Naya and me take a picture with him. So then every
Yeah,
time
you
I
can
ask,
create a whole different channel. I'm gonna need you to create a whole different YouTube channel so we can have some conversations over there that ain't got to do with
sure.
taxes and
Well, you know that's what my chit chat channel be about. But
you got another channel.
oh no, it's not another channel. It's just another series.
Oh no. We
You
need
talking about? Oh, I know.
a
Okay.
whole nother channel. You know, everybody should have 2 or 3 YouTube
You
channels.
right. But girl, yeah, I went in there every time I go in there, I'd be like, when y'all gonna give me one of them checks? And the store manager was
So where
there,
did you get it from? What store?
Staples. If you go in Staples,
Why
they
is Shaq
always
standing up in Staples like that?
because he's promoting the Epson printer. He been promoting the printer for like 2 years. So I always go in there and ask them. I always go in there and ask them when they're gonna let me have it. So the store manager
I ain't
was
never
there.
seen him in no Epson printer commercial. Is that like a local thing?
No, it's Staples. You know, Staples is see,
I know what you're
I
talking
ain't
about.
never seen him on no Staples commercial.
he be on the commercial, but they had a cutout and his pictures and stuff in the store. Cause so what happened, they had got a new one in. And I asked them what they were gonna do with the old one. He was like, "You want it?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I want it." He said, "I tell you what, meet me around the back of the store. I'm gonna take a smoke break and I'll sneak him out to you." I was going around to the back. He was like, "You think he gonna fit?" I said, "Oh, he gonna fit."
He really snuck it out the back door.
Yeah, because he ain't supposed to give them away.
Right.
Oh.
But they had got some new
So what
ones.
did he say? Somebody stole it?
I don't know what he gonna tell him, but he was the store manager.
What
I
if
was
that
like,
was back there and they come looking for your ass?
"Girl, yeah, check your thing. I tagged you on it with me standing in front of the poster talking about playing the B-52 song. I love Shaq. Love Shaq. Baby, love Shaq." Girl,
You
I
know
got
what?
me a Shaq.
On that note,
Good night. Good morning.
thanks everybody for tuning in. Please make sure you like and share the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Thank you, Mel, for joining me tonight. And Bro says thank you for joining me tonight. Everybody else is sick. Karma Diva's sick. Sislo's sick.
Oh, I hope they get to feel better.
Well, actually, I think Karma Diva's sick and Sislo has something else, I think. But I don't know. But anyway, yes, thanks for tuning in tonight. Everybody, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all time. Pray for me tomorrow. I'm gonna be at a 2-year-old birthday party at a park. And I got all these cupcakes and cakes and stuff to bring up there. I'm like, Lord, please don't let it be too humid. Because we've been having thunderstorms and rain and stuff. And you know how buttercream frosting do if it's really humid?
Yeah. Is it gonna be like a covered thing?
I don't know if it's gonna be covered or not, but I know it's gonna be humid and warm. And I'm like, I told my son, I said, I might not come until y'all about ready to cut the cake. He's like, why would you do that? Because so I can have my frosting sweating all over the benches.
Yeah.
That's the part.
Well, good luck with it.
Work I'll be putting into my cake decorating, then I'll just
Oh
set them out there in
no!
the sun. Like you can't do that with cake and frosting.
So is it hot in Omaha right now?
It's like real humid.
Because
It's
last week
super hot, but it's humid.
it was in the 50s here last week. This week is 85.
Yeah, it's about in the 80s here. But see, again, if you know your cakes and stuff,
Yeah.
buttercream frosting, any kind of frosting,
Right.
like if you have an outside venue, you're
They're
not
not
supposed to
friendly
keep
to
the
it.
desserts outside. Just you're supposed to bring them out when it's almost time to eat the desserts. So I'm like, I ain't got nowhere to put them if I just come to the park early.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, I sent Ace a birthday cash out.
Oh, you did? Oh, thank you. The last one I sent directly. Well, that's what I'll do with this one too. But I sent it directly to my son. I think that was for the baby shower, the one you sent me last time.
Oh, was it his first birthday?
Or was it
No,
his
it was when he was born. It was when he was born.
Yeah. It was something like that, and I sent it to my son, and he bought Pampers.
Aw. All right. Well, y'all enjoy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Love you guys so much. Everybody, remember to stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember, keep it hood.
Keep it good and brush your teeth. Y'all be good. Love y'all on purpose, y'all.
I'm gonna finish cleaning up after all this cake mess I done
I
did.
know that's right. I gotta be at work in the morning. I'm still gonna do what I do.
I'm sleeping in, bro. I'm gonna soak all my little cake tools and everything, soak them in hot water, and then I'm going to the bed and I will wash them in the morning because I'm tired.
That's right. Me too.
All right,
All right, y'all.
y'all.
Talk to you later. Bye bye.
I'll be good.
All right, you too.
All right, y'all.
All right, good night.